Demons. They've got a pretty solid midfield. Looks like Cameron Bruce is going to play on Daniel Wells. He's done pretty well in the tagging, but I think the Kangaroos also have been so impressive at times.
Well, we're underway here at the MCG. Poor crowd really here today, and we needed a big one because the AFL were looking for a games record if they got 84,000 people between these last two games. We're not going to get there. There's an opportunity in defence for Grima, Jared.
It's interesting, Jared. You've got Wells starting across half forward. You expect him to move up the ground and probably sit behind the ball as it's going to come out to him now. Well,
it's going to be a challenge for Cameron Bruce to run with Daniel Wells, particularly early in the match. Yep. And you just saw there, Wells burned him off. And if he continues to build on his tank, Wells, and I know it's probably getting a bit late in his career, but he still has another level for mine as a midfielder.
So you're convinced that he's still got another level to go, Jared?
I think he can just build on his consistency, but it's all based on hard work.
Okay, McMahon around the corner will find Harding. Well, only told to hold, and Harding just pops a little one over the top, and it goes near the boundary line. Harvey was able to keep it alive, and so did the Roos as a result, although it starts again where it originally was in the hands of Harding, and now Warren falls over a lot. Warren,
even a chest mark looks, makes it look difficult, but
I wonder whether he needs glasses. Sometimes he looks like the ball is there before he thinks it's there.
He plays a lot of heart and desperation, BT, just like that. Eyes for the ball, straight at it. Terrific play. Unfortunately, couldn't break the tackle.
I've known a player to go through his career, all of his careers. You see the desperation there from Warren to smash through Green.
Good tackle by Green.
A player to play all of his career without being able to see, a former Collingwood player.
Who was that?
And that was Jamie Turner.
Really?
Yeah.
Couldn't see.
Oh, I couldn't see. I realised he needed glasses after his career had finished. Good help that was. Long ball forward. Here they go again, and Rivers at the back able to control things for Melbourne. Yeah, it's a little disappointing on the crowd, although a reasonable crowd here, but certainly 84,000 required between two games to break the all-time attendance record for the AFL. Another good year. Jamar up over the top. Thompson did well to work at the ground. A good give, wasn't it, by Greenwood. Now an opportunity here to finish for McMillan. McMillan shot at goal and wasn't so good in game 4 for him.
Yeah, poor kick. Had more time than he thought he had and just pulled it across his body. So probably should have done a lot better with that entry or shot at goal.
James Frawley, of course, the All-Australian, will meet this weekend. The board that decide that, the committee will decide that, and that man will be in contention. James Frawley, a very, very good second half of the year. Here's Thompson, another defender. Took a bounce, and hasn't he been good since that skirmish midway through the year with Barry Hall? He's just got better and better.
Kicked his first goal a couple of weeks ago. It was a brilliant run from defence, and there again looking more and more like one of the old North Melbourne greats in David Dench.
And Melbourne need to be a little bit more creative for their work through the zone. North Melbourne got a very, very tight zone. Almost all their players pushed up the ground, and Melbourne just trying to kick their way out of it. I don't think they're going to kick their way out of this zone.
They're trying to go over the top of it on this occasion.
Push it.
It was, but no free kick offered there on that occasion to Newton. And now McDonald out the back door, taken by Swallow. Could win another best and fairest, this man here, and he opens up with a first.
I just don't think that sort of kick out of defence, high and long, when you've got almost a 16, 17-man zone to kick into, it really suits the zone. That's where this goal's come from. You see the kick out from defence. There's two Melbourne players and Melbourne players at the feet, but North Melbourne just able to keep the ball in. What happens with the zone is once you get the ball out, you've got free players everywhere. Swallow doesn't need them. He had 3 options, but decides to go for goal. And nice finish. But that goal, put that down to North Melbourne's structure rather than anyone else's individual brilliance. Swallow, very nice poise and kicks for goal, Jared.
Thought Michael Newton was a bit stiff, not getting the free kick for in the back. Then he had another opportunity and he wasn't quite desperate enough. So it was a good start there by the Kangaroos, and you're right, if they're going to back in a bloke like Newton, he's got to keep his feet and bring the ball to ground and be still involved.
Andrew Swallow's brother, of course, in the draft coming up, looks like being the number 1 or 2 draft in the next draft.
Aren't the reps on him growing by the day?
Huge, they reckon. He is definitely going 1 or 2, the other being Bennell, who plays for the Peel Thunder over in Western Australia.
Kangaroos setting up in that crucifix-type structure as they have done in the forward line again.
Perhaps a little religious that end of the ground, but we have players converging here. And
certainly plenty of space, though. Melbourne not dropping anyone off the pack or not dropping anyone into that space. And from North Melbourne forward point of view, it's a space that you'd absolutely love.
It's worked against the Demons for centuries, BT.
Yes, it has, Jared. much to their dislike. Here's an opportunity out wide. Greenwood around the corner. That ball was partially smothered. Green and maybe the future captain on the departure of James McDonald here today. Maloney's kick was hopeful. Not all that effective. Greenwood, who's been involved a couple of times early already here. Edwards
Good
did
running
well.
there.
Hold it in the tackle. Knew he was being spun and got it to Harding, who drills a long ball, and Frawley gets back. Jogging attempt, not paid. Now the desperate Warren approaches. Did Rivers get him high? Abuse. Free kick to Warren. Abuse.
Well, he would have been asking about the decision, and I think he's justified in asking, but you can't go down the abuse track because this is what happens. But he had that ball in both hands, and it had to have been a grabbed arm for mine that dislodged it. But you still got to keep your cool, even if you think you've been wronged. Otherwise, goals come.
Inside 50s, 5-1 in favour of the Roos, and Warren lines up for their second goal and gets it. They are 2-1 now, the Roos. Melbourne yet to score.
And really, Melbourne haven't even got it in their forward line. It's one or two forward entries so far in the first 6 minutes of the game. Whereas Melbourne just seem to be, North Melbourne keep getting into their forward line, and here the pressure put on, dive on the ball, keep it in. Now, when you keep it in, things can happen. It's a free kick for obviously abuse, which you don't see very often. But if that ball had got out too easily, North Melbourne had kept it in, the opportunity wouldn't be alive for a shot at goal.
Looking a bit flat just at the moment, the Demons, and the Kangaroos looking exactly the reverse. But it was a Brent Maloney kick on centre wing. He was going just for a little bit too much, trying to get the ball back in the corridor that created the initial turnover.
Good look down the middle from the Fox Sports cameras.
And look at the two different forward lines. One's got sort of 6-7 players in it. One's got 4 in it. As a forward, you want as much space as possible, don't you, BT?
Yes, you do indeed. They love space, Hurdy. There's no doubt about that. Bastanak on the left, trying to get it inboard. Corey Jones, of course, there. Couldn't win it on this occasion. Melbourne out of defence and able to just nurse the ball wide and find Morton. Around the corner, good ball to Jamar. He wants to go back in. He ran off really without knowing where he was going to go, and now we see the mark taken here by Trengove. Almost 50. Trengove, a good user, just goes down the line, and so he should. And now the ball in the hands of Cale Morton. Nice little kick inside, Dunn, and hasn't he been continuing to improve as well with this young group? Dunn's kick not so great. Thompson. A little kick inside. Brady Rawlings, another contender for a North Melbourne Best and Fairest, the Sid Barker medal again this year. He's already won 2 of them. And here he is again. He's had another fine year, Brady Rawlings. And the follow-up, 3 possessions in the one play there. That's the way to get him. There's Corey Jones.
Good grab, wasn't it?
Might get another one here.
Thompson over the top to Brady Rawlings. The tackle, McDonald brushed him aside. Green ran into a bit of a brick wall, panicked just a little. Back inside, picked up here by Campbell. Took all comers on. A left-bending ball is simply magnificent from Matty Campbell.
Well, Brad Green will have a look at that handball on the half-back line, almost on the wing for Melbourne, and go, where was I handballing that? He just handballed that blindly into space. And you don't want to handball into space when you've got opposition players around, because that handball set it up. But North Melbourne's movement right from the back pocket was fantastic. So Brady Rawlings getting in the play 3 times here. Poor handball over the top. Goes out to Green here, and then there's just a wild handball which sets up this goal, Jared. Yeah, it was a poor handball by Brad Green. Their pace is actually looking like it's hurting the Demons at the present time. We just saw a couple of players being left in the wake, but a really ordinary handball from Brad Green under pressure. Still got to do better than just to give it up, cough it back up into the corridor and expose your goal face.
Boy, an exhilarating start here by the Roos, and it stunned the Demons. Jamar.
Brad Green next captain, Jared, you think?
Him or Davey or Maloney. Maloney seems to be getting enormous support from around the traps.
Watts, Mark Morton, handball now. And there is Bruce, missed the opportunity there. It's picked up in the end by Trengove. Got it back inside. Wanamiri Jara through traffic. Look at the excitement machine. Left foot kick around the corner. Didn't quite get the journey he'd hoped, and now McMahon to tidy up.
Tactically, the Kangaroos are really giving it to Melbourne at the present time. They're just folding in on the corridor. Melbourne trying to handball their way through, but not doing it with enough panache and poise.
The Goldsteiner took the mark, and Gave it off here to Greenwood, who's a driving ball on the head of Wright, who was very effective last week. A bit like the start of Dale Thomas's career I described, right?
Gee, that was a free kick that's gone missing.
Indeed it was. Look at the way Warren kept the ball back in, and McDonald was desperate, but he knocked it to the advantage here of Garlett. And a pulverising tackle on Wright by Jamar.
Well, there's a couple of poor decisions. One from the umpire there.
Free kick.
Should have been a free kick. And the other one by James McDonald to bang the ball back into traffic. Was lucky not to result in another Kangaroos goal. Good tackle there by Jamar.
Ball up here. McDonald goes and gets the loose one. Sends it high. Sylvia extending.
Great
Wells clever. Rawlings accepting of the cleverness. Goes long and deep off hands. Brilliant front and centre work right. Good smother, Frawley. Worked it again, Garland.
Jeez, it's red hot the game at the moment.
It is, yeah. It's picked up in the last couple of minutes. And Melbourne, just their skill level, Gerard. Not trying to be able to work it through the North Melbourne defence at the moment. And from this position here, this is the next kick that they're struggling with. Into the centre of the ground. It's a nice kick. Now they're away out the other side if he can get it out.
And they do. Great vision from McDonald. Just put the ball in front of the running Frawley. This is the last line of defender, the back pocketer. Have a look at him. He's going to have a ping to the punt. And missed to the right.
And the reason he had to have a shot, BT, is their forward line. They've got 6 players in there, all running different angles, but not with any purpose. I think that the coaches at quarter time need to have a look at that forward line and try and sort out who's the target and how we get some leads which actually draw the ball to you.
I reckon we saw the same against the Hawks. They just bombed it in. Looked like they had half a dozen players down there, all trying to do the same role. And they weren't working together as a unit. In fact, they were working against each other. That was good effort there by Geordie McKenzie. Desperation stuff.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it? Acrobatic. Look at Swallow. The use was great. The looping handball and the awareness of Harvey to give it to a man that's better by foot in Wells. Look at the clever little tap there from Campbell. Intelligent stuff. This is very impressive play from the Roos. Couldn't finish.
It is BT. And tactically at the moment, North Melbourne are all over Melbourne. They're creating space over the top. They've got flow. Melbourne's forward line looks full of players. I think that Brad Scott's doing an excellent job at the moment.
It's the same as he did last time when they played at Etihad. Just controlled the corridor because they know like that Melbourne are going to focus in on that corridor.
Now Melbourne have got a chance.
Jara.
Some space in the forward line.
Sylvia, very, very wide. Brad Green will take this mark and he'll line up for goal within his range.
There's also a matchup I'm just a bit concerned with if you're following the Demons, and that's Nathan Jones on Boomer Harvey. I don't think he's got the speed to go with Boomer Harvey, so they can run together as one, but as soon as there's a ball in the vicinity, Harvey's got that electricity that gets him away from Nathan Jones, who may be better suited to another player that...
Swallow?
Yeah, Swallow would be more ideal for mine.
Here's Green, we're right behind it. We'll launch it from about 48 metres out. And
just on your point on Harvey too, they're creating space in North Melbourne so they can just put it out for him to run onto and expose Jones for that pace. I'm not even expose his lack of pace, it's Harvey's exceptional pace that you're putting it to the advantage of.
Wells. Opportunity Rawlings. He wanted running support. Wells had given up on him and in the end went back. Even though he wasn't there, you heard the play on call. Matty Campbell will be forced to use it, and he does. And you heard James Hurd's comment on the kick, and Greenwood now. And there's that handball over the top that exposes that speed situation. Long ball forward. Was there an infringement there against Jones? No. McDonald to tidy up.
This is a great defensive punch. Yeah.
Maloney back here to Trengove. Frawley. And now Bruce to settle. Here's Jones. Nathan Jones plays on. Clever little non-preferred kick around the corner to Sylvia. Sylvia sees something inboard in McDonald, and the run of Jones is impressive. Didn't give it, but it was there. McDonald goes long and high. Bates there as well. Green, they're all there, the heavyweights for Melbourne. The tackle by McKenzie.
We saw 3 Melbourne players going for the same ball. I think Hurdy's point is absolutely spot on. Not working as a unit, and all the Kangaroo, they want that situation. They want it as tight and as compact as possible.
Feels to me, Jared, like this, we'll call this goal, shot at goal.
Here's Jarrah, grabs the ball, 30 out, straightens up, in he comes, first goal for the Demons. Is that a sign of a forced 9 goal with the Jarrah Kane coming or not? Let's hope so.
Look, it was a well-worked goal, the tap out, and Liam Jarrah gets around the tap out, comes down. Melbourne just push it out. They get it out into space and then let Jarrah do his work. And, you know, fantastic. It just looks like he had so much time and did it very, very easily. But just going back to that Melbourne forward line, Jared, one of the things maybe, they've got a lot of players, a lot of talent down there, and not enough role players who are sort of, you know, creating that space because everyone thinks they're the one that's meant to be getting the ball.
Well, you got Brad Green, who's been the man down there for a long period of time. He's a leading player. Jarrah's more of I guess, an all-rounder. He can do everything, but you'd like to see Jarrah one out.
Yeah,
just
in the goal square.
In the goal square, let him expose whoever he's on, push everybody up the ground, even Brad Green up the ground if you like.
37 goals in his 16 games. He's been very effective up there, Jarrah. And gee, wouldn't that open things up and make the defence slightly nervous if Jarrah was to be isolated in that forward half?
It's actually just complete opposite theories. You've got Melbourne who've got all their forwards packed together, and North Melbourne have spread them all apart. Interesting to see which one comes out on top.
McMillan with the job there. There's Scully with the clearance out wide, and McMillan dropped the mark, allowed Jarrah to get it again. Here he comes. He's not going to handle it to his mate Wanamiri. He's going for home. Over the top, the punch through for the minor score, and Wanamiri says to Liam, come on, mate.
And again, we had 3 Melbourne players going for the same mark. We'd probably harp on this all day. I'll shut up now.
Well, Michael Newton is one who, you know, he hasn't got that tricks. He has to be the man at the end of it.
Raider Rawlings with a real long handball gave Jarrah some time to make some ground, and he's applying some pressure. It's all him at the moment with the pressure, and there was nearly the turnover as a result of it. Greenwood to Jones, good strong hands. The backup handball.
That was a throw
from Greenwood. It was unusual at best. Here he goes now. Greenwood driving ball, standing under it, Harding. Nice mark, Rivers.
North Melbourne's handball, their ability to work it through a group of Melbourne players is sensational today. Seems like they've done a lot of work during the week or over the last few weeks on getting that handball right.
Nate Jones with a beautiful kick out wide to Watts, and he's able to turn inside and lacked a little bit of speed there, but Melbourne on the rebound. Here's my man Wanamiri. Wanamiri fronts the goal to the punt road end, and the Demons almost out of their seats. Let's go down to Lee Colbert.
Lee Harding coming for the ground in that marking contest with Jared Rivers. Jared Rivers took the mark, as we know, and his right shoulder just popped it.
Yeah, he might have got a corky as well, we think. Colby just having a look at that.
He went to feel the corky. That pain was first, and then he realised, oh boy, I've got pain up in my shoulder area as well, and my shoulder's popped out. The pain a little slow to travel, and Thompson's caught with the ball here.
And I think Brad Green left to Wanamiri in no doubt as to whether or not he should have short passed it into the goal square.
Well, I think Lyndon Dunn did the same thing, Jared, because they're both free.
So, not working together at the moment, the Melbourne forward line. Ferrito, nice little clever body nudge, wasn't it?
It's hard to move out of the way, Ferrito. If he gets that position, that best position, you just cannot get him out of position.
Bastanak gives it off, and the Roos looking sharp on the half-back line. Can they find a target? Wells is it. Morton trails in, did well to work it. Look at the recovery of Wells. Turned Morton inside out. It was nice. The composure likewise. Wright gives it to Harvey. A little chiseler, the big man Goldstein. He's got the continuation of Harvey. Ignores that. From 60 metres, high ball, Warren. Got to beat 3. Rivers, nice.
Jeez, he's dropped off magnificently from his man 3 times now. Given away 1 goal, but he saved a couple as well.
They need to make Rivers accountable, North Melbourne. Try and hit his man up on a few leads, because at the moment he's really enjoying just dropping off and putting a 3-on-1 situation.
Bait. Maloney. McKenzie. Here comes Jarrah. Jarrah! Takes the mark, 20 out directly in front.
Tell you what's an exciting game. We've been talking about the Melbourne forward line not functioning, but the last 5 minutes it's functioned a lot better because they've created that space. But Liam Jarrah, every time the ball goes near him, this rather small crowd gets very excited.
Well, it's much better. Jarrah was 1 out, top of the square. They took a punt. Jack Watts kicked the ball inside to a 1-on-6 situation, but the one which McIntosh, he nearly won the ball back for the Kangaroos. But a pretty handy handball opened it up, and Jarrah was on the end of it.
10 goals in the last 3 weeks. This for his second today, 4 last week. Liam Jarrah says, I'm doing this easy.
And I can sense the wind.
Yes.
It's blowing.
Yes.
Anyway, you're right, he is doing it easy. I mean, it's all the work he does off the ball, the running he does off the balls. You see the build-up. Cameron Bruce is getting the ball out, and you know, Liam Jarrah just had space over the back for this kick. It's a nice kick to the favoured side. But Jarrah holds his ground. There's no push there and takes a very easy mark.
Good body work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thompson will learn on. It wasn't Thompson. In fact, it was
McMillan, yep.
Who will just learn not to get bumped out as easily as that. Got to ground those legs a bit more.
And Mackenzie's kick was a terrific kick over the top.
It's been stiff, Geordie Mackenzie. Still yet to be nominated in the NAB Rising Star, and he's played some terrific games this season.
If he kicks another one, Jarrah, Jared, it will definitely be an opportunity as we take a look at the replays here. This is Rivers in defence.
Yeah, you can't afford him to lay off like this. He'd really hurt North Melbourne if he's allowed to lay off and take his mark. So, not sure who he's on. Who's he got at the moment there, Jared?
I think he's got the big ruckman. Big McIntosh is down in the middle.
Yeah, so you have to try and spot McIntosh up to stop him dropping off.
Scully to Jarrah.
Now, there's a lesson there for Liam Jarrah. He was grabbed, and I think he was waiting for the free kick, and yet we know what he can do by way of jumping over the top. He's still got to break free from that and go for the footy.
Inboard to Greenwood, who's doing some damage already. Isn't that a nicely weighted kick to Warren? Gee, got back Garland. Really well done, Bartram. Tidies up, and now Morton almost had it stolen. Campbell hanging around the fringes, forces the turnover. Wright picks it up, gives it on to the big boy. The big Goldsteiner runs into the open.
He ran quickly when he sniffed the goal. He ran very quickly, Goldstein, and kicked a nice goal. But this is end-to-end footy, Jared. We're going to have a very exciting day. Both sides, I suppose, got nothing to lose, really. It's just about attack. We haven't got defensive zones set up. We haven't got flooding. We've got two teams who want to kick a lot of goals.
Yeah, but I think what we've got is a tactic by the
Jarrah
Kangaroos.
not going for the mark, as you said, Jared.
Yeah, he just sat there and watched. He got a little bit of body touch, involvement, and then didn't go. Now, Melbourne once again coming back into the corridor, and the Kangaroos know what it's all about. There's an interception there. Nice work by Campbell, and then just the ball going forward. He's a nice player, is Sam Wright. Nominated this week for the NAB Rising Star.
One of the big differences in the game, Jared, kicking efficiency. Kangaroos at 81%, which is a great percentage. The D's at 69%. Melbourne's going to turn that around.
Inside 50 is just about even now after it was heavily weighted to the Roos in the first 7 minutes of the game. Brady Rawlings wanting the free. Here's Bate. Swallow wrapped him up in the tackle and then sat on him, made sure the ball did not come out.
Just back onto the Melbourne forward line, Jared. One thing you're taught as a forward is to stand far enough apart from your fellow forwards that you can never get a 2-on-1 situation, so that your defenders can't get any assistance from another defender. Melbourne players aren't doing that. They're too close to each other and not allowing. They're allowing the second man to come over the top.
Liam Jarrah comes off the ground almost to a standing ovation for the Melbourne supporters. Gee, they get excited easily these days. Opportunity here now, and there out of there is Garlett. Got the little kick away to Warren. Wanted to get the handball on, but it was good defence from Melbourne. They're all over it. Warren just got the kick away. Now Greenwood's got to put his head over the ball. Mackenzie tried the tackle, not before the handball to Bastanak. Sold it well, out wide to right. Will he centre it or go for home? He says, I am going for home and nothing else.
That's a grab, I think.
And behind it is.
Is it just the flow of the ball, or has the Kangaroos got an advantage in pace across the ground?
They seem to be moving the ball quicker and with their feet, which hasn't been one of their strengths all year, Jared. If anything, they've been criticised being a little bit slow outside of Wells and Harvey.
Yeah.
Scully over the top to McDonald. Goes inside 50. Getting back. Both players lost sight of it. Did well. Green running with the flight. They both lost it. Pratt had lost it as well.
It was interesting because he had Jack Watts free, so if he didn't go to him, it was probably a poor kick by McDonald. Watts was free with, I would say, conservatively 25 metres of space, Jared.
I reckon you've summed it up pretty well, Hurdy, as you most often do. This mark has turned a very ordinary kick into a ripper.
It's a great mark. But you do wonder what Pratt was doing.
Green directly in front. 50 goals this year for Green already. In he comes and gets Melbourne's third of the day.
And that was really, as you said, Jared, that was just a great mark to a poor kick.
Well, it was long, and it was a bit similar to what they tried with the Hawks a couple of weeks ago.
See what's out to the left, you probably can't.
Well, you will pick him up. There he is. There he is.
He was that free.
He was a long way away, you're right. But there's Jimmy McDonald just banging it in. And some days when you're celebrating your last game, it looks like the football gods are working for him.
Yep.
There's a bit of a flare gone off in the crowd as well. This is an unusual sight for an AFL game of football.
Yes, that is a little unusual, and a couple running from that scene rather guilty, looking rather guilty.
Yes.
Very unusual for Melbourne supporters too, Jared. I wouldn't think that demographic would...
I think they have them in their pockets in case they get lost at the snow, Hurdy. The flares, they're a very handy thing, and the whites powder. A lot of powder up there at the moment. Here's an opportunity now for Garlett. This is off the handball. Got the give and go back from Thompson. Garlett, impressive. Short kick, and Melbourne control this once again. Here's Cunnington. Got it too.
I know he has his critics, Warren, but gee, he works hard.
He's working Cameron Bruce over at the moment.
He works hard. He goes to the ball. Doesn't take it every time, makes some mistakes, but I've been very impressed. He just works and works and works to get front position and put pressure on the player he's on.
Ben Harvey says to his team, don't bother leading here because I am going to go back and have a shot. And I think he's earned the right for that.
Geez, he's worked hard. Both him and Jones have worked their guts out. It's been great to watch the battle, and Boomer's just getting him on pace at the present time.
Need a little bit of left to right to help him there, and there it is. Look at that. Isn't that a magnificent execution of a drop punt kick from a difficult angle?
Well, the left to right, you put it out a bit to give yourself more angle to bring it back, and that went through straight through the middle after giving a little space. But as we see Warren here working in front to get the mark. He actually came from behind Bruce. Terrific. Jones over the top, and he's only small, but there's great strength in those arms.
Yeah, just better body positioning there from Boomer Harvey. A bit too much experience.
A lift to the eyebrows there to say, don't bother.
I'm not giving it.
I'm not going this time. I've done a bit of running in this game, and I want to have a shot here, and why not? 11 points up the Roos as a result of the Brett Harvey kick. How long can he go on, James?
Oh, another 5 years? I don't know. I mean, he's not slowing down at all, is he?
No, looks great. He looks fantastic. He's changed his game, I reckon, since he's become one of the designated leaders at North. I reckon he's
a lot harder and in and under.
Yeah, a lot more selfless in his acts and really encouraging of his teammates. He's been fantastic. Sylvia around the corner.
Well, they've got a spare down there, the Kangaroos. Scully's the spare for the Demons across half-back.
Pratt was taking a while the ball. Here's the hard worker, Warren. And poor old Cam Bruce has had his legs run officially off.
I reckon they got their matchups wrong at the present time. Scully for mine onto Harvey. In fact, it looks like Jordy McKenzie may have whipped onto him, but Scully's got the pace to go with Boomer Harvey, and it'd be great for his development.
I reckon North Melbourne have got theirs right, though, that Warren's the right matchup for Bruce in terms of working him up the ground and getting him on the leg, because Bruce is going to try and be smart, use his footy smarts to get across and cut off marks.
Warren has a rest while Bruce kicks forward, and Watts takes the juggling mark.
The long arms, aren't they, Jack Watts? I reckon as his career develops, people don't realise how tall he is with those long arms. They give him an extra dimension just to put him up, and hard to stop if he can, get to more of the ball.
Thompson. Drawing handball was impressive to Rawlings, and now Pratt. Ending with Thompson and McMahon. So the Roos just selecting a side. They elect the north side of the G, and the punch to the boundary line is the defensive way to go. So a really blistering opening to this game. 8 goals collectively kicked so far as we enter the 29th minute with a minute 13 remaining in it. Jamar, wasn't that good? Maloney to Morton. Morton a high ball on the head of Watts. Crowd wanted to hold nothing.
It's a throwback, BT. I haven't seen a side long bomb into a forward line like this for a hell of a long period of time. They kicked a few goals from it, but also losing it because the Kangaroos have got an extra man down there.
And the Kangaroos have been so good at working it out, actually setting their goals up from these turnovers across halfback.
There's Harvey, Swallow and Greenwood all combining, and the ball eventually comes out the back door. It was really good play, and Bastonak's the man to carry it, penetrate the lines. Look at the kick to Jones. An unnecessary free given away by Garland because he'd beaten Jones there. Not beaten him, but Jones had missed the catch.
Well, they've got big Goldsteiner, as you said, BT, down there. So there is somebody. He's up against Rivers. He's got a distinct height advantage against him. If he can't make the trip, maybe on top of his head right there.
Look at Goldstein. See him pointing there saying, look, the goal square's open. Just lob it in the goal square so I can run to it rather than put it on my head.
Just watch what Brent Harvey did last time. Kick exactly the same kick.
Yep. Corey Jones, the left footer, suits him even better. Kick on the way, just his second game of the year, and that looks pretty damn close as well. Touched right on the line. So just under half a minute remaining, as you can see, 24 seconds. And Melbourne looking to kick over the zone that James Hird spoke of earlier. You get a really good position there. You can see the zone in place there. And that is a fantastic look from our Fox Sports cameras of what confronts the Demon kick in.
And they continue to go long. It doesn't make a lot of sense, BT, that long kick into a zone.
Here's McIntosh. One last chance here for the Rouge in this quarter. An opportunity for Jones. The man playing in his last game was infringed. Over the top of it was Scully. Got the handball away. Not out of trouble yet. 5 seconds. Opportunity wells through traffic. Garland got a piece of it. Will the score count? It's left the boot. It's going to be tied. I don't think it will. The umpire raises both arms and gives the all clear. The point will stand. So the goal would have as well. And the last one coming from Macmillan. A lively quarter of football. Both teams having a real dip. 3-3-21 Melbourne to the Roos 5-4-34.
Now on Wells. He interchanged with Bruce there a little bit. They're swapping it around depending on whether Wells is in the middle or not.
Swap Macmillan off Jarrah as well, Gerard.
That might be a good thing for Macmillan because the Jarrah Kane looks like he's on fire.
He does indeed. We're going to watch and see if that Force 3 gale lifts throughout the day with the Jarrah Kane. Already kicked 2 here today. Here's Lyndon Dunn with an unusual little moustache. Little black thing above the lip. He's told to play on and kicks it long and deep. Jarrah sets himself from 5 deep, won't fly. Jamar did well. So did the
Very
Rouge.
interesting handball from Brady Rawlings there.
James McDonald got a piece of the ear of Swallow. Here's Edwards.
Oh, handball.
And run down Cunnington was the Wanamiri tackle. Austin Wanamiri. Jones. Look to shift it to the south side of the G. You can see the space out there if Rivers can go. McDonald did well to hold his man out of the way and give him some space. The kick's good. There's Sylvia around the corner. A ball that goes deep. Green got both paws on it. Couldn't grab it in the end. Now Rawlings.
But you just saw there, BT. It was Green versus 3 Kangaroo players.
Yeah, it was. Done to tidy it up. Here's Frawley. Bates says, give it to me. And Frawley says, no, I'll go. Jarrah over the top. Watts. Off hands. Jarrah did well. Scully. Jones put his head over it. Went without it, though. Swallow and Pratt. McIntosh to ground. Under pressure as Watts. Jarrah trying to close him down. Look at the pressure from Melbourne. Very, very impressive it was. Campbell did well for Rito. With the head of Jones, and now Harvey's got to work Jones over. He does, takes a bounce. Oh, he did the David Campese goose step. Jones fell for it, sold another dummy. Right foot kick, couldn't finish Harvey. That was unbelievable.
It would have been even more unbelievable that he kicked the goal, BT, did all the hard work, and he actually could have run even further. But as we watch it again, look at this speed, absolute speed, and Jones just couldn't keep up. Probably that shimmy step probably got him, and probably should have closed him down a bit better. How's he miss it?
That made him commit the little shimmy, didn't it? And Jones went for the bait, and Harvey was simply brilliant. Scully livened the crowd up here, and Brent Harvey.
Interesting to see how long they continue with the matchup, because clearly there's a pace issue. Jones is working his bum off. There's not a problem there, but they're going to continue to put it out in space and say, righto, Boomer, off you go. Just make this one work for us.
Watts selling some foot candy ever so well. Slotted the ball to the green, and that is some composure from Jack Watts.
I saw Tom Scully do a magnificent job on Stephen Hill about 4 or 5 weeks ago over in the West. You were there, BT.
Yep.
And to me, he's the obvious one. It's he's got the pace to go with him. He's got the creativity if, in fact, he gets the footy. and Jones is probably more suited to other players.
Brad Green for his second. He's directly in front. You have to kick it from just beyond 50. The distance not a problem for his second goal offline.
Just you can look at that point, Jared. There wasn't one tall Melbourne player back there, was there? It was just swatted away by McIntosh in the ruck.
Been impressed with the Kangaroos all year, and even today you just see they're well drilled, they've got good speed, they've got good discipline, they work hard.
Cunnington showing a bit of class there.
And worked
draws Edwards to the ball.
Through the zone a bit too easily on the way out.
Scully to Frawley. Sylvia. In amongst all those young guys. Sylvia to Scully. Scully a bounce. The finish from Jones important. Did he get it all? I don't think so. Just off the side of the boot a little.
It would have been nice for Jones to get that one, just to sort of keep Harvey honest, because Harvey at the moment is running. It's not that he's not paying him attention, but he's dictating the way the game's played. But and he needs to work a bit harder to get more of the ball, I think, Jones.
Oh, the turnover here comes to Green. Got an easy look at the goal, and Green doesn't need a second opportunity. He's kicked two.
Polished act is Brad Green. Been a tremendous player for this footy club over a long period of time. He's played in finals in the early part of his career, and he's gone through some really hard times, but he's maintained a pretty high level of performance. And there's the turnover.
Yep.
And a good finish. Little lift in the middle from Maloney and Sylvia. They're their two gun midfielders. They've got Jones running around with Harvey. He's not expected to get the footy, so they need to get lots of forward movement from the other two senior players.
Red Green, the couple already. He and Jara, the sole goal kickers for Melbourne, two apiece. We go back to the middle. Second quarter action. Swallow wants to move it quickly, and he does to McMillan, who sends a ball down in the direction of Edwards. Couldn't get hold of it off the ground. Did well to keep it moving forward. Campbell picks it up. What a beautiful clean pick-up. Gave it off to Greenwood, who's had plenty of it. And he finishes with the goal.
Shows the advantage, Jared, of an open forward line. You kick it in, and things happen when that forward line's open. And nice little pick-up by Campbell. And I think he thought he was away. Just a hand stretch that got out there. But here's the ball going in. Once the ball hits the ground here, there's space. Campbell's able to just work hard, gets the ball there, just got a hand on him. I think it was Bartram who got a hand on him, and nice goal, nice finish. But keep coming back to it. These forward-line setups are totally different. And I still think North Melbourne has got it right, and Melbourne haven't.
Well, Levi Greenwood, he has had his own footy. He's in the middle of the ground. He's on, looks like he's on Brent Maloney at this stage, maybe Sylvia. But he is just absolutely slaughtering them at the present time. He's had 14 disposals. He's kicked one goal, and his man needs to just tighten up a little bit. There is a man.
Maloney. McDonald, the little paddle forward to Bartram. Wasn't that clean with what he did? Gee, that was great from Campbell.
Here he is again.
Yep, a Greenwood again. Picks up the ball, sends it punt road bound. Goldstein's waiting for it, interfered with a little, and Rivers with the mark.
Nice mark.
Rivers over the top with a dangerous kick. Picked up here, I think it may be McMillan. Lines up the goals at the punt road end from a difficult angle. And he slotted it through the young man, McMillan, for his first career goal.
I think he's lucky he kicked that, BT, because he had a look inside. He had a couple of players free, but if you're going to kick them, you're going to back yourself and kick them good on you. And that was a really good mark from Jared Rivers, but an equally poor kick as we see Frawley there, James Frawley. He's in a bit of trouble. Looks like he might have got hurt in that last marking contest.
Oh.
And there it is.
Knee in the back of the head.
Yeah, really good mark by Rivers, but this kick just not good enough. There's the injury, but he comes out, and it's just not good enough in my mind that kick misses by so much, and allows McMillan a chance. Tight angle and got the swing back. Yep. BT, you love that swing back if you kick it out wide.
Yeah, that little left to righter. He takes a spell as a result of his very, very important goal. 18-point advantage. 3 straight kicks in front at the moment, the Roos, after they were challenged early in this quarter. There's McDonald from the Mackenzie give, goes forward, and Bader's taken a mark, and he can hoist the ball a long way, this man.
Well, he's had to work hard to get back in the senior side. Kicked 5 last week for Casey. Got dropped about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Has been in purgatory since. Gets an opportunity to impress at the end of the season.
Matthew Bate. From just outside 50. Here's a big kick of the ball. Gets good momentum. Nice straight telemetry. And that goes straight through the middle. Good kick by Bate.
So I came here today, Gerard, a bit hesitant about what sort of game we'd get. Nothing on the line, but it's been a fantastic game, an attacking game. Both sides out. They're not defending, they're attacking. They want to play terrific football. Straight out of the middle, Melbourne Footy Club. McDonald in his last game of football ever. And that's just a nice mark. I mean, that's just reading the flight of the ball better than your opponent. A bit of a shove on Thompson, and you know, good goal. Is he playing for his career, Gerard, here, Bate, or is he?
Oh, I'm not sure about he's playing for his career. I guess I'm not sure what his contract situation is, but when you're out of the side in round 18 and you're put back in round 22, maybe you're on display for other clubs to have a look at, but you never know in this world of footy, Hurdy, as you know.
A bit like sticking a for sale sign up on the house, Gerard.
There's been a number of players, I think, had that done to them this round.
Without going to auction on a particular date. Melbourne's got the free in the middle. Ball will come back. Mackenzie's got it.
And Mackenzie's been pushed into the middle for the last 2 clearances, and he has got the ball out the last 2 clearances.
There's Jarrah with a low bullet. As good as you can get it to Green.
That is a fantastic kick, isn't it? I mean, that went the same height the whole way, and there's no one else who could touch that except Green.
Well, I reckon Melbourne supporters need to take their hat off to Geordie Mackenzie. How they've missed him in the NAB Rising Star is beyond me, Hurdy. I know you're a selector, but
that's not good.
It's one you've missed. No, it's not.
James McDonald limping off the ground. Get a report from Colby at the conclusion of this kick. Green looking for his third first half goal from a nice comfortable position for a left footer, and he works it through. Magnificent kick. Green's got 3. Jarrah high-fived him, and why wouldn't he? It was a ripping kick. Let's go down to Lee Colbert.
Right chin for James McDonald. Just clashed with opposition in that last contest, so he'll be okay, but he's just a bit sore at the moment.
Colby, Melbourne have kicked 2 goals since Mackenzie went into the middle and Levi Greenwood went to the bench.
Yeah, well, he's back on, Levi Greenwood. He's just come straight back on onto the wing. But it's interesting, as good as North Melbourne have been, they're only, what are they, a goal up, and I think Melbourne just keep hanging in there. And the last probably 5 or 6 minutes, they've got reward for their effort through the ground, but you're right. You know, throw some players in the middle, Mackenzie, and he's made a massive difference.
Yeah, I think Greenwood being off also has hurt them a hell of a lot. Right now, Scully's on Greenwood.
James McDonald there, 6 clearances already, sitting alongside Jack Watts. 9 disposals for James McDonald. In his final game, as we've mentioned numerous occasions, here's Scully. Taken out of the middle by the Roos. Goldstein couldn't get enough of it. Jamar.
You like about Jamar, Gerard, he just hangs in that contest, doesn't he? He might miss the first time, but his second, third, even fourth efforts on that occasion was sensational.
Better pressure by Melbourne here.
The handball by the Roos, sharp there, but unable to finish it. The Jarrah tackle was really, really impressive, and this man is really starting to develop in many aspects of the game, not just the highlight aspects.
Well, it's been a really important development for him, getting involved in stuff when he hasn't got the footy.
Kick was really good as well. Done out of mid-air for 1 from 45. Goal of the year potential, as he says to Ferrito. How good am I?
Another shot at goal here.
And he'll get another one.
Tell you what, it was a sensational goal. Then he got in Ferrito's face, and Ferrito, as an experienced player, you do get frustrated in a game of football. You don't be too critical because you frustrates the ball over sometimes. But we can go back to that goal. That was just quite remarkable, BT. He's just slung his foot at it.
You've asphyxiated, Hurdy.
Yeah, sorry, I've just choked on the goal.
It was good. Kick out of mid-air. Banana scissor style, and now as a result of the push, after the goal went through, Lyndon Dunn will get another opportunity for a second goal, not to repeat because of this, basically. Ferrito dragged him to the ground, and maybe Ferrito was having a crack at the Mustaka or something, I'm not sure.
There's every right to have a crack, wasn't he?
I don't know whether that's been put on with a thick outline texture or whether it's real, but it is funny. Lyndon Dunn comes in for the 4th consecutive goal for Melbourne, and guess what? An opportunity for them to hit the front. Lyndon Dunn comes in. Missed it, but Melbourne in front by a point for the first time.
He's been one of the stories of the year, Lyndon Dunn, not just for Melbourne, but from the general competition. He was done and dusted this time last year, and he's fought back and really had an impact in this season.
It's a game against Collingwood where he early in the year, I reckon that almost just kicked off his year, and he just got better and better.
Started very much as a secondary ruckman. That's what got him back in the side.
Yeah.
And now he's become a defensive half forward who's kicking lots of goals.
As he goes a little wide, and a kick is nicely taken in the end.
I tell you what, we're seeing some marks and terrific contested marks that we haven't seen this year. It's just fantastic football.
So Bartram will line up. I think it is. No, it's not.
Trengove.
It's Trengove. A young man as Lyndon Dunn. A nice kick across.
Lovely mark.
Looks like he should be in charge of the opposition forces. Lyndon Dunn as Trengove comes in from 50 metres out. City end and missed to the left. So a couple of opportunities gone missing for the D's.
An amazing turnaround this last 4 or 5 minutes. They won't be taking Levi Greenwood off in a hurry again.
No.
Since he left the ground, they've lost their momentum.
Rawlings looks like he's going to kick long. When he does, he goes wide. Edwards is going to come from a long deep. Warren off hands, the tackle, dispossessing Morton. Trying to squeeze the trigger. Wanamiri should have got head over the ball. Bate tackled by Campbell. Ferrito fast. Cunnington the give to Warren. The build-up now goes for the Rouge. Out wide, here's Corey Jones. Tackled by Rivers.
And this has been the problem for North Melbourne this quarter, is getting it past the middle of the ground, past the centre-half forward line. They're only 3 inside 50s to the Demons' 10. Just can't seem to get into the forward line. When they do, they kick goals, but at the moment they're struggling to get it inside 50.
Oh, smart play by Trengove.
Yeah, it was.
Unfortunately, the handball wasn't supported.
Bastanak to Greenwood. There he is, Greenwood. In the game of his life, bangs it inside 50. Corey Jones missed it. McDonald ran over the top. Wells dangerous. Drawing handball. Campbell, can he keep it alive? Goes through the feet of Morton. They don't concede. Garland takes them on. Handball, where was he going? What was he thinking? As Wright almost stole it. Bartram to Frawley. Chisler from Frawley, who has improved his kicking to Dunn.
He's improved it out of sight over 24 months.
It's a bad kick by Dunn. He had Jarrah. If he just had put it in front of him, but he gave Rawlings too much of an opportunity.
And just sucked him up the boundary line.
Exactly, suck him up the ground.
Instead, went to the contest.
Maloney back on for Trengove and McDonald, and a double change there for the Demons midfield.
Got a hot game of footy. Bit of electricity in this one. Ferrito.
Can't wait to see Ferrito and Dunn in the next contest. I think Ferrito might give him a few more.
Morton infringes against Warren. And a 2-point lead at the moment with the Demons. McIntosh squaring the ball to Greenwood. And McIntosh just follows down the ground, and they had an interchange. That's why Jamar just come off the bench, and that's why McIntosh was able to sneak forward. Sometimes those rotations don't work for you in terms of timing. That one very nearly worked against the Demons. There he is, the everywhere man, Lyndon Dunn. It's hard not to laugh. Kick wide. Bate. Thompson, and Bate has hurt himself.
How long do he's had the moustache for?
Not long. It's a day or two, I think, James, looking at it, but I think Bates okay with that left leg injury.
What the Demons have done pretty well at this stage, it's impacted on this game turning around, is that they've kept they've kept Wells and this bloke to just 3 possessions between them. Make that 4 now.
Harvey goes long and high. Rivers is there. Edwards over the back. Corey Jones tries to back out. Morton had a piece of him. Edwards ushers it forward.
Edwards is not attacking the ball like a player in form, is he? Like, he just doesn't seem... That was set up perfect with him to jump on the back of the bloke in front of him and go for a mark, but doesn't seem to have the confidence to attack the ball.
Jamar in good position. Held his body position there and flicked by Wright. Opportunity for Maloney. Dunn this quarter. Lyndon Dunn this quarter, 7 disposals, 1 goal, 3 inside 50s for him. McIntosh to Jones. Break the tackle. What great composure. Snuck that kick through a tiny hole. And this has set the Demons alight.
Dunn over the back.
Scully, couple of bounces now. Little right foot kick. Here it is. The kick to Dunn. You heard James Hird saying it was there. And he wants a ping at this. He says, settle, settle, settle. I've had a couple from this position. I know it's a little left to righter.
And Jack Watt's showing his frustration, which is, in a sense, a good thing. He wants that footy. Could have slipped it over to him, 10 metres over the top, but this is a majorly long run up here, this one, BT.
Lyndon Dunn has gone back a long way, Gerard, as you say, and in he comes for his 2nd consecutive goal, Melbourne's 4th consecutive goal. Unusual sort of little run up. Kicking up the heels, good-looking kick. There's the little left to right. Tail on the end of it, and Lyndon Dunn, you have had a very, very impressive quarter of footy. Come and have a spell, young man.
He has. He's been sensational, but you'd have to say that the work of Nathan Jones deep in defence set this goal up. As we see Scully running through the middle of the ground and kicking it long to Lyndon Dunn, but Jones beat Harvey on the half-back flank, had the composure to kick it forward and then get the ball in the hands of Scully that went down for that goal and continued Lyndon Dunn's fantastic quarter.
Yes, that's, I guess, the trade-off for Jones, and I know the coach, they always want their cake and eat it too, but Jones is one of their great stoppage winners.
Yeah.
And yet that's, I guess we just get reminded of that element of his game when we see that, and yet he's spent most of his day trying to curtail Harvey, which he's done quite successfully in this quarter.
Here we go out of the middle with Swallow. Setting up with Thompson, just got rid of it in the nick of time. Ferrito, little heavy on the handball for Rawlings, who couldn't handle the hotness of it. Thompson a chance to wipe the slates clean and start again with a interesting kicking up line from Ferrito to Swallow. McDonald infringed. Thought that Swallow was going to take possession. And a good call from the umpires, who have been pretty good here today. As Wells, Greenwood just knocking up, getting it again. He's possession 19, if you don't mind, from Levi. Greenwood, Jones protected the full area of the ball and marked with a little push off at the last moment.
Not sure why he wasn't played so much this season, Corey Jones. He's just still a very, very handy player, and this just shows.
Well, interesting, he actually went back and worked and was working as a builder for part-time. I think he knew that he wanted to get on with the rest of his life and his next career, and but he certainly had something to offer North Melbourne this year.
Let's hope he's worked out how to use the nail gun, because this is his last game as Jones comes in and steps to the line and
nice kick,
bangs it through.
Very nice kick, and yeah, he's been a terrific forward for North Melbourne over the last 6 or 7 years, and it'd be disappointing for him that this is his last game. What is it, 150 odd games?
Yeah, Corey Jones, 157th game.
Very good career, and you know, one of the most loved North Melbourne players amongst his teammates. And we continue to go goal for goal and have a sensational game.
Just 29.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised if he bobbed up somewhere else. I mean, the nail gun will wait.
I think he's pretty keen to get the nail gun moving, though, in that career as a builder.
Okay.
I think he's had an opportunity there, and that's why he had the decision early in the year to say, well, I've got a really good opportunity. I need to go and grab that, because it looks like the football one is slowly being burnt out.
Yeah, I can see that and concede that. And maybe he's going to go on and have a huge career there. But there'll be the Gold Coast. They'll be probably looking for players of his very own.
Surely he would offer the Gold Coast something significant. I mean, he's mature forward, who kicks goals.
What do you think, Colby?
I just asked him, Matthew, if he's got another year left in him. He said absolutely.
Well, you know him pretty well. What do you think? And what has been the situation with the building?
Well, he just declared himself early in the year, knowing that he probably wasn't going to get much of a go this year. So went to Brad Scott. And
Brilliant Mark Campbell.
Oh, great one-hander, wasn't it? Right in front of you, Colby.
As a cracker.
You take many like that, Colby?
None at all, James. You know that.
Matty Campbell has taken a pearler. A one-glover, a one-juker, a one-hander.
I reckon I saw you take a couple like that, Colby, back in Adelaide. running back at the flight of the ball?
Yeah, I don't think so, James.
He almost spun it on the finger at the same time, Matty Campbell. Capable of that brilliant moment.
Nice
and
goal.
didn't he bend that well? And all of a sudden, North Melbourne are back in front from nowhere.
And that's the sort of game it is. It's definitely not a defensive game. So the game is going to swing off a few goals. And really, if you get the ball out in your hands, get it out the centre of the ground, and move it well like North Melbourne are doing. They've got a very open forward line, North Melbourne, so there are opportunities once it goes forward. But this is a very, very clever mark. I mean, he just held his body, held the space where the ball was going to fall. Just kept the opponent away, and you've got to have skill to take that sort of mark. And a nice finish and got the ball bending, as you said, BT.
Yep. Worked it beautifully, Matty Campbell.
You don't have to be big to protect the space where the ball's going to fall.
No, you don't. And he showed that there. He protected that drop zone, if you like. Look forward to he and Thomas getting back together in the same team again.
Well, there's the Kangaroos forward line, as you can see, near the other end of the ground. At the bounce, the Melbourne players spread a little bit. But, Hurdy, I know you'd like to see them spread a lot more.
Greenwood got a bit of a bang bump there. Umpire McLaren comes in, and Scotty McLaren today is 365th game. He will become the 4th player all time as we take a look down the ground at that, Gerard.
Yeah, here's the space in both forward lines, Gerard. And Melbourne seem to have changed the way they've set up their forward line, don't they? Push more players up the ground and create a lot more space in their own forward line.
Garlett.
And it has coincided with them kicking more goals.
Reimer got a nice bump on the right shoulder then, and he's down and he's a little sore as Sylvia swiftly moved it to Jack. That's Jack Watts. From 55 out, Watts retreats. Finds Bartram.
Love to see Jack Watts put in the middle of the ground. Just give him a sniff in this last game as a ruck rover.
Ferrito to Rawlings, who takes it away to Grimer, who looks like he's recovered from that little bit of a shoulder. He's still not right, Grimer. As Brady Rawlings running away from the contest, gave a handball that was never on to Thompson. Bate did really well to lock it in and give him another chance. Here's the commander, Dunn. As taken away from him by Macmillan.
Well, it was a mongrel float of that one, but it's worked for the Kangaroos.
Goldstein, Cunnington, James McDonald. In fact, it's Joel McDonald.
Todd Goldstein, that was the worst handball he's done in his career.
Yeah, it's pretty ordinary.
Bartram. The green-booted Bartram. Sounds like a bird. Bruce to McDonald. Goes wide looking for Jones. Here's Jones and Harvey. Been going at it all day. Did well, Jones. Really impressive stuff.
Lyndon Dunn, BT, was lying in the middle of the ground. Just someone ran through and didn't quite catch who it was.
Scully on his left. Favoured side. Here they come. Liam Jarrah. Liam Jarrah. Up over the top, couldn't get it. Sylvia crashing through, off the face, got it over the top. A chance for the commander, done. Couldn't get it done.
Well, it was well done by Ferrito there. He was under enormous pressure. But just going back to this possession down here in front of us, BT, the Jones-Harvey battle was one that could have had a very interesting impact on the game, because if he had a fumbled under enormous pressure, Harvey gets it, it would have been a goal the other way.
Greenwood. A whopping 20th possession before the half-time break. Levi. McDonald. Now Bruce, the veteran in the Demon team. Mackenzie. Watts fell over. Ball was kicked behind him. That's why. Campbell, the little deft tap to Wells, didn't quite work. Jones. Nuggety. Brutish got it out and won it for Melbourne. Give them another opportunity. Bartram goes whack and says, "Get off my tail," as Thompson marks.
Good zone defence there by the Kangaroos under enormous pressure. It held up because the kick coming in was under pressure and didn't hit a target.
Jones down behind play. It was him that gave away the free for the late hit on Wells, and he's copped the consequences of it. Jones to Rawlings, and Rawlings with a horrible kick inside looking for Warren. And you can see now Wright and Garland going at it. A lot of seagulls around in this Sunday afternoon footy as Jarrah gets some attention, and this is why. Bang. And Wells on Jarrah.
Brooks held his ground well, didn't he? He was almost
And well said
himself.
He'll be right. Picked up in the end by that man there that did the damage. So he's gone from one end to the other. And couldn't quite finish it, as still recovering at the other end is Liam Jarrah. The Seagulls upset at the fact that this is a twilight game and they're unable to
get on board,
come home to their home where they live during the week. Fossick on the scraps, left by the patrons. Here's Wanamiri. Good handball. McDonald forced to kick under pressure. Thompson did well to trap it. Nifty little handball, McMahon. Off the ball. Yeah, against Lyndon Dunn. Gee, lucky he came back then, it would have been 50. So we're running out of time here in the half. A minute 33 remains, and as you can see, just one goal splitting the teams here at the moment. The Roos by that goal.
Well, they pushed up pretty well here, the Demons, with the exception of one outside kick. They've got a man-on-man situation. Now the overlap with Garland.
Garland right near his North Melbourne bench. McIntosh needed to come down the line. No one did. He's just looking for a little present-up kick down the line. That one.
Yep.
And there were some easier ones on offer. Edwards is lucky to get away with a free. Collingwood do it so effectively, coming down that present-up situation. Look at McIntosh in front. Swallow. That is as good as front and centre as I've seen. Gee, how clean was that?
Terrific play.
Swallow with the finish.
And looked so easy too. Like, it was great finish, great timing. It's very, very difficult to time your run like that, isn't it, Gerald? I mean, you don't get many of those, but when you do, they look sensational. And that finish, that ball never looked like missing. Watch the finish, just bang straight through, and the finish is absolutely sensational.
Well, it was that time. It was against Jordan McKenzie. He'll learn like every young player, but he's up against a really polished class act in Swallow. Hit it absolutely to perfection. And we were right behind the kick. It did not deviate from split centre.
What about the Roos? Just in this quarter, they were 18 up, then they were 7 points down, and now they're 12 up again with 40 seconds on the clock.
Well, I think one thing is for certain, win, lose or draw, the Kangaroos have got a fantastic group of young kids.
Yep.
And I think Brad Scott was pointing that out, wasn't he, during the week?
He was.
Have a look at us. Don't just focus on Melbourne because they've got the really low picks. We've got some kids that may not have been picks 1 and 2, but
got some quality.
Yep. And there is Liam Jarrah just checking the jaw. He'll be okay, and half a minute remaining. Chance here for the Demons. Watts moves it. Shoulder to Thompson. Look at that. Ambidextrous on the left, and the mark taken by Grimer not paid. Should have been.
I reckon that was a mark.
I do too.
Tell you what, it was nice work by Jack Watts going to his right, and there was a nice left foot kick deep into Brad Green. See if he gets first. Yeah, it's a fair call by the umpire.
It's a clear mark. In my book, Hurdy, look, you're the expert. I'll leave it with you, but
let's have another look. It's a mark to the Kangaroos.
I would like you to have another look at it if you could. Yeah, I thought it was a mark to the Kangaroos.
Oh, I agree with him. I agree with him.
Siren sounds to end what has been a really exciting half of football, and here is that mark.
It's definitely not a mark to Green.
No, it's Grimer's ball, isn't it?
Definitely.
I reckon a right decision.
Yeah, lots and lots of goals kicked, lots of highlights here. Green himself has kicked 3 goals, and Lyndon Dunn's been exciting, even with the moustache, as he has a word to Daniel Pratt. I'm sure Daniel Pratt's reminding him just how bad it looks. Stick around. We're going to have the latest on the Bombers on the other side of the break. Amiri and Liam Jarrah. Nathan Jones and Harvey. That battle, has gone all day.
Yeah, it's a great battle, and Jones had a couple of key possessions that he won across half-back as the third quarter starts, BT.
Here we get going again in bottom, and Sylvia tries to extract with Cunnington.
And we heard Dean Bartley talk about his forward line at quarter time, talking about it was too congested. They have spread out. They've worked out that they need some more space. And we've got Jack Watts all alone at full forward. Interesting move.
Bruce and Warren And the Toyota logo there as Warren missed the opportunity there. Bruce through inside to James McDonald. His last half of football. Kicks to Watts, who has many halves to come. Wanamirian Wells.
It's just going to be fascinating watching Jack Watts develop. They've got him at full forward now, which I think is probably a good move in many ways. But for mine, Hurdy, I'd love to see him play as a midfielder next year.
Yeah, we're discussing that, and I totally agree with you, Jared. I think the fact that he's got terrific ability to run. He looks like he can run. He's got the ability to win the ball, take marks as a running, tall ruck rover. I think he'll be a very exciting player and a guy who could maybe just sit behind the play occasionally and take a mark reading the ball. I think that's a very, very good move.
He's a good kick. He's a good decision maker. And he's got lots of upside for the Demons.
30 has. As we'll have another ball up.
I reckon Sylvia and Maloney could determine this game. They've been pretty well held in the first half. Their opponents have been right on top. Whether they can fight back and have an impact may determine the result.
Greenwood takes it over the boundary.
Sylvia just 8 touches, 7 kicks, 1 handball. And Maloney 2 kicks, 6 handballs.
McIntosh. Wells clobbered in the done tackle, and I'd like to know what's been the instigator in the improved form of Lyndon Dunn in the last half of this year.
Maybe it is that moustache.
That's horrible, isn't it?
What do you call that? I mean, you're a man who knows moustaches very well. What do you call that one?
I'm not sure whether it's the heel Hitler or what it is, but it's horrible. Here's Sylvia. Head over it. Cunnington went the smother and missed. Thompson.
Good grab. He was on the wrong side of that pack, Bate.
Now they're under some pressure. Grime is going to confront a
is that a throw on
attacking Bate. Wells was really cool and gave him the time they needed in the end. McIntosh linking play to the middle was in the end impressive from the Roos. The Rawlings kick just, and now for Rito to pound the ball inside to the man that never stops moving. The human motion machine in Warren. Here's Harvey. Bruce did well.
Did very well. Brent Harvey's normally very good in that situation, and Bruce beat him in that one-on-one contest. Now Melbourne have to move it quickly. They've got space, they've got free players, they've got to get the ball moving quickly.
And they do. They go out wide to Lyndon Dunn, and he turns around and hops on the gas straight away. He went for too much on the kick. Simple as that. Didn't need to kick it hard and low like that.
He went for a kick that was about 5% of coming off. It just, I mean, if it came off, it would have been the perfect pass, but low percentage choice of disposal.
And he ignored somebody close to the boundary line, which would have been a safer kick. That's in the back, and fortunately for James McDonald, who's trying to lead by example, but still got to get the job done correctly.
James McDonald there.
This is really good play by the Kangaroos.
Ferrito to the middle. Once again goes long. Warren too close. Goldstein at the back. Off hands at the front. Corey Jones got a little bit of foot on the ball. Not enough. Now here's Nate Jones with the run out. Sylvia with the finish. Needs to be precise, and he is. Lyndon Dunn up the ground. He's got Jarrah around the corner. Lovely kick. Really, really good kick.
Not many players can kick that off one step, I reckon. That's a really good kick off one step. Saw it. Guys go for it a lot and miss the kick, but that was a perfect kick.
And the around the corner part of it as well.
Yeah.
Hurdy, normally they tend to drop short those, but he got it to carry. It was a good 40 metres around the corner.
Off one step.
Liam Jarrah for his 3rd goal. In he comes directly in front. Punt road end. Casual and just nursed it through. Lovely work by Liam Jarrah. He's got 3.
It's one of the most uncomplicated shots at goal technique that's come into the game for a long, long time. And if Liam Jarrah can get another 2 or 3, then they're going to be hard to beat the Demons. But Sylvia already is starting to have an impact. If this bloke continues his good form, those moustaches may take off.
Well, I've been hoping for that for years, Jared.
We'd want to be more than just good form, Jared, for that to take off. We'd want to be absolutely sensational form. But the Melbourne ball movement was impressed in the last couple of minutes with the way they moved the ball down the ground. Lyndon Dunn made a mistake early and then rectified it with his last kick. And as we see, Jared Jack Watts, they're continuing with him deep at full forward.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it matters deep. I just like their setup better. He's got 30-metre gap on the next person, which is what you were calling for, spreading the manpower.
Bartram's kick wasn't great. Rawlings just steadying the ship to Daniel Wells.
Boomer Harvey playing very much more as a high half forward role. I think they want to get him working back into space, running at the goal rather than getting his possessions behind half forward.
That's good play by Warren to lose the feel of Bruce there. Just did it so well, and the kick is great to Harvey.
Great kick.
Harvey was wanting to get up and go again, and he faked the handball. Good on the umpire for not calling play on them, because he did not step off the line.
He's not confident though, is he, BT, at the distance?
He's looking behind for someone. Ferrito's winding up now. Here he comes. Harvey obviously doubts himself over the journey, but he'll nearly cover it. It's going to be a line ball. It's there. Harvey's got it.
Terrific kick, and I mean, I thought he had it in him, but he didn't. It was surprising at how he doubted his kick.
Doing that trick for years.
You think he's been throwing off. This is a great kick. Great kick by Warren. Really nice mark by Harvey. You know, not known for his overhead marking, but takes the ball in space. Just shows that North Melbourne forward line. It is very well set up with space and places to move and places to lead. Melbourne aren't dropping anyone back. Not that we're not saying they should. It's a great open contest. And when it's an open contest, you get a chance to lead into space.
Brent Harvey, a superb career, has kicked a couple here today. It's been a good battle. Those two have both had a bit of the footy.
Just have a look, though, BT, at Jones. He gives him 2 metres here. See the 2 metres?
Yep.
And he can't make it up because he hasn't got that burst of speed. So he has to learn you just can't allow any gap whatsoever when you're tagging someone like a Harvey.
Maloney trying to hustle it out of the middle, and Scully was clobbered in the tackle. Umpires in today's game, McDonald and Bartram getting a rub, and of course the umpires will go into final selection mode as well after this game. And gee, Jamar's not happy about the back of his head as he pondered that for a moment while the play went on around him.
It's because Kyle Morton came up and smashed him. There he is. He's telling him if you're going to hit someone, hit the opposition.
How's that? You just whacked me in the back of the head, man. He was not happy, the big J-man. Jamar and Goldstein, and he did that easy. Maloney just paddles it to allow the good pick-up. Scully, Maloney and Bruce set up the triangle. Let's have a look at Jamar again and see what happened here.
Oh, knee in the head.
Knee in the back of the head from Morton, and the third man up. And Jamar was so unimpressed that he went over and confronted Morton about that. There's Campbell. Little excitement machine. Jones allows the protection for Bruce to come in. They got confused in the message, perhaps. Swallow, really good handball to Greenwood. Got one bouncing towards the goals. Cut off by Frawley. Now Garland. Morton.
Nice kick.
To Watts.
Hard to see this being anything bar a very close finish the way this game's being played.
Dunn sold the fake of the mark short when it was long.
Yeah, McMahon just sat 10 metres off Dunn, then gave him far too much space, and that kick was always going to be on with McMahon giving Dunn so much space. Nice mark by
Dunn definitely wants this ball.
And Bates says, no, I'm going to kick it to Maloney. Missed him on the lead. And now Wells
was behind play, and he's cost himself an opportunity.
Showing Montemery, a clean set of heels. Edwards up, got 2 knees in the back of Jones. And he's not recovering all that quickly as Jones, as a result of the double knee, are in the backup. Here's Levi Greenwood with a sucking handball to Rawlings. Should have held on for a bit longer. Got it to McMahon. Squeezed the little trigger. Here they go. Wright's got the ball. He says, how's good's this? I'm a young player. I can run into an open goal and drill it home. Oh, boy. Wowee. Did you see that?
Yeah, and that came from Edwards' contest on Jones. We see Jones going down very sore, and I wouldn't be surprised he's got a broken rib from this knee that goes straight into his back. And that is, Jared, I know it's not a great thing to see, but that is how you get rid of a tagger. If you're Brent Harvey, you go up there and Edwards and you say thank you, because from the rest of the game, now Brent Harvey is off the leash. And it's not what you want to see in football, but the fact that the players there, you go and take the mark. He went for the mark, Edwards, but put his knee up, and he'll be very sore for quite a while, Jones.
So Wright finishes with the goal. Some nasty news for Nate Jones here. The doctor's saying, do you want to go down, and we'll investigate further down in the room. And they're actually checking him now, Colby. I don't know whether you're close enough to hear, but it looks like you're asking the question about the ribs and the lung. Colby?
Sorry, boys, I'm just up having a look at Nathan Jones, getting as close as I can, but I'll be back with you in a sec.
No worries.
I guess when you look at that, you just got to worry about the kidneys as well.
Absolutely. Here's Liam Jarrah around the corner. He's kicked the goal. Jarrah's got it. This is a Jarrah Kane, Force 9 style.
Oh, he's exciting. What a passage of play. Just a quick entry into the forward line, and then Jarrah on the left side continues to expand on his very unlimited bag of tricks.
Fantastic. He wasn't in the pack. He was off the pack, and then the ball spilled to him and worked out on his left foot. I reckon I'm calling for a final 10, Jared, just to get these two sides in.
Yes, that's a good point.
They're very, very exciting, and you hope that they do have big years next year, because these two sides, a lot of excitement. I hope they play this way, because this is the sort of football that will get people into the ground.
Starting to understand the celebration can gain you some national attention as well on the TV. Is Jarrah. He's kicked 2 in the quarter, 4 for the game, and he's been an excitement machine. Back in the middle, McIntosh knocked down Swallow, the clearance to Harvey. Harvey over the top and gathers possession, did it well. Lovely little cook to McIntosh. Handball to Edwards on the boundary line. Will he centre it? He does. Well done, Edwards. High ball, here they come. They smack in. Who stays down? McKenzie and Wright.
Jared, who will go to Harvey now that Jones can't play on him?
Well, I thought Scully early in the piece. I think he's the man, although we'll have to wait and find out, because Brent Harvey's just benched himself as well. Colby, any further updates?
Well, he's just gone downstairs, Nathan Jones, but I think last week he certainly hurt himself against Port Adelaide. May have come into the game with a broken rib, so that certainly wouldn't have helped Nathan Jones. That kick looked like a bit lower in the kidneys, but...
Yeah. In the meantime, there's another one coming your way, Colby. It's Garland. He looks like he can't take any further part in this game, coming straight to the bench as the kick goes wide. Frawley knocks down McDonald. McDonald just steps back and delivers a little ball to McKenzie, and Greenwood put the little maybe there.
Careful with those knees.
Yes. Trengove.
Got the overlap here.
Sliding sideways, and on the end of the overlap is McDonald. Morton the run. Sylvia wants it inside. It comes now. Turns. Here comes a ball looking for bait, but it's found Newton.
He hasn't had a lot of it, Newton, but we know one thing, he can kick. Nice bit of work from Colin Sylvia after... They're going a bit wider in this term for Melbourne. They're sucking the boundary line a lot more, because I reckon they got done up in round 6 by going down the corridor with the Kangaroos, and they also got prevented a number of times today.
And they're bouncing the ball, Jared. 16 running bounces this game. Normally average a game's about 10 running bounces. They're showing they're running and moving the ball very, very fast, both sides.
Newton directly in front. 49 out. It's a big hoist, isn't it? Lovely kick of the ball just to the left-hand side. Let's go down to Lee Colbert, find out about Garland. Colby?
Yeah, they're just looking at his right quad. He looks like he got a cork in this contest right there. So that's he's up and going now, so hopefully he'll be able to stay warm and get back out there.
Okay, as he recovers on the bench there. Looking a little lopsided in his motion at the moment. McMahon told to play on. Ball still has to come off his boot.
Got Newton with McIntosh at the moment. McIntosh got the front stick.
If it comes out the back here, Edwards is away. He's in so much space.
Couldn't get it out there. Melbourne resilient in locking it in here. Edwards eventually says, I'm not waiting any longer, I'm going to get it. And now North Melbourne win the battle. Bastanak bit off a little more than he could chew in the Newton tackle. There's Garlett. Bates says, beauty, I'm all over you. Here's Wanamiri, fast hands. Maloney needs to be precise. They queue up in the middle. Sylvia looks to draw, and then he takes them on. Here he goes. He's fast, he's quick. Couple of bounces. What's he got?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's the Hurricane.
Great kick. Looked like he was shaking to go for goal and then just dropped it in short. Really good play by Sylvia.
Goal 5 on offer. Goal 3 of the quarter would be Melbourne's total goal scoring in this quarter.
Let's watch this kicking style, Jared. You call it a very simple kicking style, and you're right. There's nothing much that can go wrong here, is there?
No tension whatsoever. I think most players just tighten up in their hands and their legs and their body, and this guy just waltzes in and generally goes bang.
Liam Jarrah for the 5th goal. Distance at 45. Sends it on its way.
I can feel it, Bruto.
There was never any doubt, and I can feel it. It's starting to blow big time. The Hurricane.
What are we up to? Force 10 yet, BT?
It's at force 8, James.
Right. How far till we get to force 10?
Oh, another 3 goals will see him at the 10.
Watch this kick come out by Sylvia. I think it's Sylvia gets the ball.
He took him on and he was looking for that one up the middle. But
and he was going to go long, I reckon, just dropped it in short in the end. Oh no, just shaped it short. But it was just play. It was great play. When you take a team on, things open up.
you have to spread those defenders who are just sitting there guarding space. And he did that. He dragged 3 of those blokes out of it. And Daniel Pratt just wondering what's hitting.
Jarrah, kick 3 in the quarter, 5 for the game. Down by a straight kick now, the Demons, 5 points.
Better fight back now from the Kangaroos. Haven't had any really dangerous work inside their forward 50 for some time.
Grimer's been quite ish today. Swallow shows that he's capable on both sides, although Warren did have to wait for it. The tackle is good by Watts, forcing this setup with Scully. Green wants to get on the left. Goes wide here to Wanamiri.
Big Todd Goldstein, he's their key forward at the present time. He's got his hand in the air. I think he wants to get up on the ball.
Wanamiri looked like he was carrying that elbow a little then as well. There is Goldstein, as you say, Jared. Scully goes crash and knocks him out. Bangs the ball in the middle in the meantime. Wanamiri and Jarrah close in on their captives. Bastanak to Rawlings to Harvey. Player is still out cold behind play. North Melbourne style at the moment. And Wanamiri saw as well. Saw who the North Melbourne player is.
It's Greenwood, boys.
It is. Copped an accidental forearm to the head in the push-off from Scully. He recovers. Kick around the call from Lyndon Dunn. It's got the journey. Lyndon Dunn says, give me 3.
Well, North Melbourne needed great control back of this game, don't they, Jared? They've lost control in the middle of the ground. Melbourne moving it a lot better. They need their players to start getting their hands on the ball again, because at the moment, Melbourne just really in the last 10 minutes have broken away and moving the ball a lot better. Colin Sylvia's been terrific out in the middle. I know you've been very impressed with him, Jared.
Well, I think he had to lift after half-time, and it's one of the toughest things in footy to do when you had a poor first half, is to get yourself motivated again. And around the stoppages, he started to really have some impact.
3 goals, 1 to this bloke. He's had a good day.
He's had a good year. He's had a really good year.
Melbourne have kicked the last 3. Brad Scott are concerned at the moment. They've kicked 4 goals to 2 in this quarter, and they now lead it by 1 point with the Scully clearance. Bartram. A wide ball. McDonald says, who's going? Me. That's who. Sold some candy to Wells, and that's hard to do. Here comes Wanamiri. Jarrah somehow juggled the ball out. Still got it. About 5 players around him. He still thinks he's a chance. Now, from behind, the tackle by Wanamiri. The pick up by Jarrah. Will the goal count? It should. The advantage. And the umpire says no. Why not, I ask? Why not? Was there an advantage rule there? There's the tackle dispossessed. There's the advantage there. Why not?
Yeah, you're right, BT. Is it true that rule's going to change next year and the emphasis is going to be on the player?
Like it was in the NAB Cup, yes, we believe so.
Which seems to be the right way to go, I think.
Here's Austin from directly in front, 45 metres out. Steps to the line, gains a bit of momentum. Wanamiri, long ball is offline. And rushed over by Thompson in the end.
So man, they need to get the ball in the hands of Wells, get him to run with the ball.
Just got to get some more inside 50s in this term. They're getting completely belted there.
Greenwood showing his toughness, back out there at the moment by way. He's had a career-high disposal count today, Greenwood. He's at about 26. His career high was 23. Here's Bastanak, another good of their youngies around the corner.
That was his 27th BT, so you're right, surely.
Has been impressive, Greenwood, that man Bastanak, of course, but Greenwood, a previous high of 23. Somehow today he's just looked like he's owned it. You do have, these players do have these sort of breakout games, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Sets up the rest of their career, and they know what they're capable of from this point. Funny little handball from Bruce was allowable. Cunnington got it wide to Harvey. Harvey now giving it off as well, and the ruse to Jones. Bastanak. Jones ran into the knee that was Bruce, and he said, ouch, and Bruce said sorry, and they tumbled to ground. It was slow motion, wasn't it?
Did he say sorry?
I don't know whether he said sorry or get up.
I can't imagine he said sorry.
It was funny. McLaren was there. Jamar, lovely knock.
Has a nice handball, got an outrider. He's found some space, Bastanak.
Yeah, brushes the tackle. Sends it long to right. Couldn't take the mark. McDonald there, hustling now. Looking for the safety of the goals. James Frawley, casual, cool and collected. Bruce. Trengove. Short ball to Scully. Young to Young. Into the middle.
Kick.
Missed it. Here comes Brady. Bastanak's ball was in the air too long, and it allowed the glove of Bate to get hold of it. Here's Scully.
Done over the top.
Nice ball. He was just about off Newton. Umpire said he went. Here he is. Done. Smashed. Pratt. Urgent. Done. Turn around. Wanamiri. Turns and fronts. Got the shepherd from Jurra. He wants it. Jurra. Wanamiri says, no, it's me. Hits the post.
He likes a snap by
Yeah, he does.
Wanamiri. He enjoys it. There's Jones.
I think it was a sorry there, BT.
Possibly not, and this was Wanamiri hitting the post as Jurra says, what about me?
Jurra should have run away from Wanamiri there, shouldn't he? Instead of coming at him. Wanamiri is running towards the goal. Just let him take the ball and run with space.
Well, Scully now is running with Harvey. And Scully's had plenty of it himself.
After Jones was taken from the ground in some discomfort. Passed off hands here, McKenzie to Watts, and the high ball, you'll see McKenzie get a free. Immediately plays on with a handball to Scully, gives it to the distributor by foot. Scully took a little bit of time to get rid of it and was caught as a result. Now Swallow.
Scully's allowed Harvey to get forward, but
McDonald stole it, gave it to Watts. Watts to the pocket of Jurra. Had to come over the top, couldn't get it, he was held. No free. Picked up by Garlett. Crowd not happy. Greenwood. Kicked it straight to Bruce.
should counter-attack so much better in this term.
Yeah. And North Melbourne make a lot more mistakes at the moment than they were in the first half.
Watts to Green.
That's why he's going to be a really good player, Watts. He's just a really good decision maker.
I agree with you, Jared. Great decision. Really, really good decision maker. Like top-class decision maker.
Wells did well to spoil the bigger Jamar there. Saved what would have been a certain set shot for goal, Daniel Wells.
What would you expect from Jack Watts next year? I mean, he was criticised early in his career.
I'm not sure he was criticised. I think he was more just the questions was asked where he was at. I'd expect him to become a force in this team.
I reckon it was criticism, but I reckon people were having pot shots at him being number one and not living up to expectation, which was very, very harsh.
Oh, it was more about when he was going to play, wasn't it? They protected him for a long period, didn't they? because they were right in that protection.
I think they're totally right, and I think that his career development, you'll see, by the time he's a 5-year player, he'll be a very, very good player.
Oh, did you see the whisper from Newton into the ear of Thompson and said, "Get up, man"? That was nothing. He leant over and said that. I saw him. Couldn't hear him, of course. Watch threw it away.
And they're the sort of things he's going to learn. He shouldn't have taken possession there. Needed to just tap it in front of him because Ferrito was right on top of him. Michael Newton showing a bit of desperation, and so he should. He is one that's playing for his career.
Harvey, little sucker ball into Campbell. Can brush the tackle. Did he have hold of him when he went to bounce?
Oh.
He reckons it was a bounce after he was tackled. The replay will show us whether it was. And here it is. There's the tackle. Oh, it's in the motion. Free kick, fair enough.
I don't know what he was thinking, to bounce it as you're being tackled, though.
I think he was falling forward and said, that's the only thing I can do now. Frawley. Does he get an All-Australian berth, James Frawley?
Can't comment, BT.
Oh, you were one of the selectors too.
Picking aside in a couple of days.
Can anyone comment on this All-Australian side? Everyone I talk to can't comment.
It's a big panel.
It must be a panel of 100. I've yet to meet someone that can tell me.
Well, you can give us your view.
Yes, pick him.
He's definitely in contention.
Thank you.
BT.
Green.
I think he'll get in, BT, if that helps.
Thank you, Colby.
You still here, Colby?
Very nice.
Follow up on that coaching job, would you?
Mongrel floater.
Garlett. Up the back door to Brent Harvey. A little chiseler over the top to Levi Greenwood.
They've got plenty of players behind the ball now. The Kangaroos have got to get some run to get forward once they win it.
Greenwood's given it away twice. Scully goes into the bear hug that is Ferrito. There's Wells. He's got some fancy footwork. Talk about evasive foot skills. Daniel Wells, really, really good. And now the kick to finish, just miswarranted by Bees.
Hasn't that changed as the game's evolved, Jerry? The difference between the two forward lines.
It has.
In the first quarter, that North Melbourne had so much space and targets. This quarter, the Melbourne backline's just been able to close that space down that they had.
Hot game, 2 points the difference. Minute 30 remaining in the third. Last game of the year. What is it? Game 176, James? Quick arithmetic, I think it is.
What do you mean?
For the year.
Oh, yes, you're right.
176. Here's Morton. Were you a high achiever in maths, James?
No, I wasn't that good at maths. I'm a footballer.
As Morton goes down the line for safety.
So you're asking 22 times 8.
Yes.
You're asking, that's 176.
Thank you. You were right the first time. Don't second guess yourself. Here's Jura! Ouch! Ball taken away by Grimer. Rawlings. Campbell. Composed. Bit of height in the ball. Gave Ferrito a chance to get it. And he's claimed the mark.
Look out.
That'll be nearly 50.
Oh, was it what?
He didn't go back behind the mark, McDonald, either.
They just really lost their way going forward at the moment, the Kangaroos.
A bit panicky, a bit non-composed at the moment, if there's such a word, term. I'm not of the Jason Dunstall variety where I can pull out. Jared, what was it again?
I think it was inalienable.
Inalienable.
Last used by Thomas Jefferson.
Something to do with the Bill of Rights, I'm told. My American history, not great. In fact, my Australian history, not great. McDonald wide to Bruce.
Your mathematics is good, though.
And a ripping grab by Bruce.
Tell you what, Eddie, if football next year replicates what we've seen in the last three quarters,
great, won't it?
it is absolutely fantastic. 30 minutes to go in season 22, home and away, and we've been delivered a treat.
Melbourne, unbelievably, leave it by 2 points. That was the quarter of Liam Jara, who kicked free. Wanamiri was in the mix. Really intriguing game of football led by Melbourne at three-quarter time.
Scully's pushed up the ground. He followed Boomer Harvey to the half-forward flank. Harvey's actually gone so deep that he's picked up Clint Bartram.
Well, we get it underway. The last quarter of football in 2010 as far as home and away games go. And at the moment it is a Melbourne lead by 2 points. 8.5 wins for the year they're on at the moment. The Roos are on 10. In fact, 10 would have got you a finals game last year. Not this year.
Bartram is right in the space of Boomer Harvey. He's got one hand up his jumper. He does not want to let him get that half yard on him.
Scott McLaren there with a beautiful bounce, as umpire's advisor Jeff Geeshan described during the week that he was a beautiful bouncer.
We'll try and get a word with Scotty after the game.
Yeah, we might too, and even made a bit of a smarty pants crack in regard to our own James Hird, which I thought was impressive. Bartram. James not so. Sylvia goes long and deep and high. Marks taken by Morton.
I think he should concentrate on the football, BT, because out on the ground it is sensational. That's a terrific mark.
I reckon this is this bloke's spot. He's been played through midfield, but for me, he's a tall forward. He's really mobile. He's a player without a position yet. I don't think he knows, and I don't think the club knows exactly what his right spot is. But out of that goal square, he looks really dangerous.
Morton comes in with the right foot. Banana, he finishes it, so Melbourne extend the lead to 8 points. The question to be asked of him, Jared, will any weight go on at the top end at all, any stage?
Well, if he has a 10-year career at some stage, I'm sure he's going to build up. But look, he's a bloke that can play anywhere, I reckon, forward of the centre. But just out of that forward line goal square, looks most dangerous.
Sylvia again, Jared, you talked about him earlier, in the third quarter, his impact in that third quarter. He had a slow start, but he's definitely come good towards the end of the game.
Can you see him being a full forward, BT? I mean, I know he can float up the ground, but he's a very rangy sort of bloke.
Yeah, he is very rangy. He needs to put on a bit more beef up top, Jared, to be able to hold his position. Not all about jumping and catching the ball. It's about being able to hold your man out and use your strength as well. Nevertheless, guess what? The Demons have now kicked 4 in a row here, and they lead it by 8 points early in the last quarter after it was a charging North Melbourne that got away to a ripping start. And now, as you can see, they're starting to crack in. Jarrah, bit of aerial volleyball going on there. Taken away by Maloney. Did it so graciously, and now the finish is needed and not there.
North Melbourne are in trouble. Out of the middle, Melbourne have been sensational. Guys like Swallow, they need to start getting their hands on the ball. Swallow's been very good today, but since the half-time, Melbourne have been dominating the centre square.
Green.
James McDonald in his final game just dominating the clearances. 8 clearances, 12 tackles, and he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Do you want to retire, Drew?
I think he might have liked to go on one more year.
Yeah, I think he was hoping he could. He was told in no uncertain terms he couldn't.
Well, that is a poor kick from Carl Morton. It was just not enough preparation went into that. It was a hit it and hope. He could have swung onto his right foot and just kicked a drop point. Fun.
McMahon, beautiful inbound ball to Greenwood, who played on without thought, and now Wells has got to release some of his stuff. Look at Bonamiri on the chase. Got him. Not before he got the kick away, though, in the Campbell direction. McDonald. High tackle advantage paid, and here comes Morton.
Sylvia, he's got him.
Goes that way. Fell short, and Pratt gets in the way and hammers one into Rawlings.
You only get so many chances going forward, and Carl Morton's just mucked up 2 of them.
Good composure by Thompson to get the kick away when he was running at full stride and under pressure. To be able to just steady on that last step was really good. Bonamiri's coming off the ground. He looks finished today to me. He's injured, done some sort of thing to his body, as we now see Garlett come around the corner. Garlett hammers it into the danger zone here, and a hold. It'll go against Cam Bruce. And the goal won't count. It'll come back and be a free kick to North Melbourne at the top of the square, and it's Corey Jones in his farewell game.
Well, it's a price you pay for playing in front. If the ball goes over the top, you're at the mercy of the player behind, and when we finally get a look at it, Corey Jones, you'll see, just out-bodied Bruce, and he magically went for the arms, and I think you're right, BT. Looks like he's done a string. Is there anyone not playing a farewell game? As Corey Jones comes in and kicks his second goal in that farewell game, and the Roos back within 4. Let's go down to Lee Colbert. Aussie Wanamiri.
Yeah, you're right, BT. Left hamstring, but he's been complaining about his groins for most of the evening as well, so it looks like he has at least hurt a hamstring. I'm not sure which one yet.
We saw him on the big chase. There's that positioning situation as I saw, and definitely a free kick. Big chase on Daniel Wells. Yep. It didn't look as if he was 100% going flat out.
No, but he almost caught Wells, though, who's not slow.
Yep, he did indeed. So Aussie Wanamiri, who started the year with injuries and really in the end, hasn't had a great impact on this year, playing just the 8 games. After last year, that is 2009, was a pretty impressive debut year for him. Let's have a look at the Wanamiri chase and see whether this was hamstring breaking. There's Wells, sets off. Wanamiri says, I need to go to 4th gear to get him here. And I think it may have been in that last lunge.
Didn't look like he was going 100% to me, but he looked a little bit cramped up.
Anyway, he'll have plenty of time to get the hamstring right, I would have thought. Bastanak blows one in, and Jones has taken the mark again. Runs, plays on, kicks game 3 in the farewell game for Corey.
Not doing his chances any harm of maybe going to the Gold Coast or continue his career in his farewell game. Playing very, very well and providing a lot of really igniting that forward line. And we see turnover again across halfback. Terrible handball by Cameron Bruce, or decision. And then Corey Jones, eyes on the ball, only one that really wanted it and played on and kicked a nice goal. Shows why he's been a very good player at AFL football for a long time. And yeah, Carl Morton just sort of watching as that piece of play went on, Jared.
Well, I think he would be examining himself, saying, well, I had a couple of opportunities at the other end of the ground and blew them away with half-considered efforts. And you only get so many chances.
Yeah, Corey Jones with 3 goals. Plenty of building going on up at the Gold Coast these days, I think. Still building things up there. Most of it concrete.
So the nail gun?
Not used up there at all. Here's Ferrito. Goes inside 50. The Roos on the attack here. They lead it by 2. Bruce under enormous pressure to McDonald.
This bloke's been good for them.
Yeah.
His kicking's improved. I let him down early in the piece, but he's been a good recruit. Another big body.
He looks like the real captain of that defence, doesn't he? Just does the basic things pretty impressively. Now Melbourne will go in again. Green's got some space here, and it was good protection by the man that lies on the ground, Sylvia, that made the green mark uncontested.
Yep. He's done good kick in too, just assessing the advantage they had with a 2-on-1. Sylvia did it so well because he didn't give the free kick away.
Well, a chance to put Melbourne back in front. Brad Green for his 4th goal. Directly in front. This is easy by his standards. He nurses it through. He's got 4. Melbourne are back in front in a seesawing contest.
Yeah, it is seesawing, and really it's hard to pick a winner right at the moment. But Melbourne's ball use has been up and down all day. I think that in the second half it's been a lot better. Great, it's just great positioning by the other Melbourne player, and by Sylvia, sorry, and Brad Green. Tell you what, he looks like he'll be captain next year, Jared. He's been a terrific player for them, and I think even this year he's improved again on his previous years.
Yeah, well, if he was nominated captain, he'd be a worthy recipient. I think Aaron Davies, the other one that's right up there. We said Brent Maloney early in the piece. But Trengove, speaking of captains, if he continues to deliver what he's done in his first year, the raps on him are quite enormous, and maybe one day it'll be him flipping the coin.
Wanamiri back as well. Out of the middle of the Roos, who now trail by 4 points here. Warren, did he throw it to Cunnington? Jones smacking in. 2 Melbourne players collide. Coaches always like to see that. And one of them, Morton, lies on the deck behind the play. Wells went for the squirter inside it. Jones didn't get it. Edwards, nice pickup. There's an opportunity now. Really well done by Campbell. Eased it out to Goldstein. And he'll line up from about 40 metres out on a very slight angle, as you can see.
Tell you what, in his final game, Scotty McLaren has nearly copped the ball right in the head. There's a little bit of love between the 2 demons.
Talk about kiss heads.
Scotty McLaren had to hit the deck because the ball was coming right at his head.
Goldstein to put the Roos back in front. Comes in and has really flagged that one out to the left-hand side. Not a great finish.
No, not a great finish at all.
Maloney's having a big last quarter for Melbourne, as is Joel McDonald across that half-back line.
As this man here, 5 rebound 50s, 15 disposals. Just 1 of his 10 kicks have not hit the targets today. How about that for kicking improvement from James Frawley? Morton to McDonald. McDonald, a scorching kick to Green. Jara wants it. Green's going long, and I think he's got it. Man in good position. Third man up, Ferrito. It was good help. And the punch ended in a mark for Ferrito. Brady Rawlings.
There's a good handball because they can now go up the middle.
Oh, and they've got their two best runners in there, in Wells and Harvey. Throw in Gold as well. Harvey goes out wide to Warren, needs to mark. Took him on. Bruce didn't stay down when he knew he was beaten. And the kick to Edwards.
Very good point, BT. Cameron Bruce had to know that if he kept going with that spoil, that Warren was going to duck around behind him. And he really, as an experienced player, should have held his ground better, almost let Warren take the mark and stop him coming inboard like that.
Edwards to line up for a goal that'll put the Roos back in front by half a goal. The tattooed Edwards send one to the punt road end. It's good direction. It's a goal. He says, come on, boys, let's go. North by 3.
Let's have a look at this contest with Cameron Bruce and Warren here. Cameron Bruce has to hit the bodies. We see the North Melbourne build-up. Brent Harvey, such a smart use of the ball within any sort of space. Here's where he's got to either hit body or stay down, Jared. You can't just go past, and that's high school football. And as an experienced player, a very good player, I might say, Cameron Bruce. He would say he's let himself down there.
Started at the other end of the ground, though. The Demons had it. Brad Green swung onto his left foot, and they didn't spot up the target. And the rebound came. The decision to handball into the middle of the corridor essentially set that goal up.
Yep.
The Roos by 3. Been like this all day if you've just joined us.
Been a terrific game.
Jamar and McIntosh, two of the best in their craft. Here's Harvey. Wells wants to get it back inside, and he does. He goes long and high. Edwards holds his run and then goes. Protects Jones in front. Gathers Jones. Done really well. 3 goals for him today. Here's an opportunity with Macmillan.
It's interesting, isn't it, Jared? There's nothing on this game. There's no points on this game. It doesn't matter if you win or lose this game. But in terms of these two teams going forward and the rivalry that could form between the two, terrific young teams, this means a lot. Because you want to make sure you've got it over teams as you travel up together.
Well, Brad Scott said this week, what about my team? Aren't they a young team full of talent? I think he's right after this one, Jared.
Oh, spot on. They're going places, the Kangaroos. Exciting group. There's one battle at the moment that's pivotal, and that is one of the oldest blokes, Boomer Harvey, up against Scully. It's a different tag. Scully's getting a bit of the footy as well, but he's just got to be careful that Boomer doesn't burn him in the forward half.
Okay.
Boomer only needs about 2 or 3 possessions going forward to centre to really hurt you.
We'll try and get forward of you. And here is a careful Melbourne coming out of defence. Bruce with a bit of a sprocket handball to Sylvia. And look at the run down by Wells. Been impressive today, Daniel Wells. Ferrito.
It was a great first step by Sylvia to get round the man in front of him. Just didn't realise he had one of the quickest men in AFL behind him.
Well, Frito put it to the space wanting Edwards to go there, and he didn't. Now Harvey. Here's Harvey, a little side booter to Jones, who's got lovely jukes.
Yeah, it's not a bad call, Jared. You call on Boomer Harvey 2 minutes ago. That's Scully has to look after him because he's got a forward of the play, got forward to Scully, and he set this goal up. Corey Jones could get 4 goals in his farewell game. Not bad for a part-time carpenter, part-time footballer.
Well, the fact he's only 29 suggests that... Would Scotty Clayton be having a look at this B2?
Well, someone would have to. He looks energetic. He doesn't look old. He doesn't look out of the pace of it, does he?
No.
He's got strong hands.
He's been kicking goals in the twos, though, too.
Smart and creative. Jones for his 4th goal. One that doesn't favour his left foot and missed by about a foot.
Colby, you were saying before the game that he's been kicking goals with the VFL side?
Yeah, he has. He's been kicking 6s and 7s pretty regularly with North Ballarat. But you're right, boys. I mean, he's the ultimate team man, a well-respected player, and certainly be great in any new side.
And the little reaction then as well, wanted Harvey to go again. If we get a chance, we'll look at that. Morton, funny, clever. 4-point lead here with the Roos. 10 minutes remaining here for the year. Mars will not leave any in the tank for next week.
Tell you what, that kick should be put away. That was a terrible kick. I don't know where he was kicking it, Jared, but he was kicking it to 3 North Melbourne players.
Reimer goes to McIntosh, who goes deep, and a 3.
And it's going to cost them too.
Chop of the arms. McIntosh will get the 3.
That kick by Morton has cost them this shot at goal.
Well, he looked 3 times at various places to do the short kick. Didn't want to go inside 50. And then, unfortunately for him and for the Demons, he just blazed away. Just more composure under pressure is going to be a requirement as he develops.
McIntosh to extend the margin. Good crowd in the end here today. I thought it was a little light on early, but 31,064. As McIntosh comes in, we're right behind it. We're going to ride it home. And there is the result.
Kicked across it, that one. He cut across it and went exactly where the angle of his leg took it, hoping for it to fade back, and it just didn't fade at all.
Well, they've lost the grip here, Melbourne. They've got to get back to some momentum because the Kangaroos have really just been controlling this match for the last 5 minutes.
Garland licks the north side of the ground. That is a hold against. Oh, I thought that was against Trengove, but it goes to him. McMahon agrees with me. He was lucky, Trengove.
McDonald's worked into some nice space here. He's working off his direct opponent.
Ever seen a younger-looking retiree than James McDonald?
He may get picked up.
Wells.
Well, he's 33, Jared.
Yes.
And he's probably not going to go because he's loyal to Melbourne. But is it stupid to think he's got options?
Bastanak, Edwards, right.
Very, very good play, this young kid. He's going to be a force over the next few years, and it was a poor kick from James McDonald that set this one up. And in the finish, Melbourne, if they go down here today, will just look at kicking efficiency, not under any great pressure, that's cost them the match.
And I think in the first quarter, their forward setup.
Plays cricket in the off-season for Katandra, a club near Shepparton. Wright comes in for his second goal and finishes it very, very nicely. Another little fact about him. His favourite movie is Step Brothers, featuring Will Ferrell. Well done, Wright. North by 11.
Yeah, and the kicking, the last two shots at goal have been because of bad kicking by the Melbourne Footy Club. And these sort of guys, they make you pay. Brent Harvey and Scully. Brent Harvey's just got away from him a couple of times. As you see the ball come to Wright, and he just read the ball better. Cameron Bruce, the last couple of times he's gone for that ball.
Yeah. But he loves playing in front, and it can really be a problem if you don't win the football. You're exposed because you go back looking for the ball and looking for your man.
Sam Wright with a couple, 11-point lead. Biggest margin in the game today has been 19 points, and that was in the first quarter. Other than that, hasn't been more than a goal or two in it. Out of the middle.
Well, they get the next goal, the Kangaroos. You'd reckon it's all over. Look out.
There's Harvey getting forward of his man, as you mentioned. Scully's chasing. Harvey takes him to the cleaners. Jared Healy picked that about 15 minutes ago.
On fire, Jared.
Textbook stuff. Jared Healy.
Well, unfortunately, sometimes you learn lessons the hard way. And Scully, let's have a look at this. He just whips out the front. He's going forward. And then he's forgotten his man. Now he's a ball getter, Scully, but he's against a champion. And you can't let champions have any latitude.
Kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, the Roos, to lead it by 17.
I thought they were gone 10 minutes ago. I thought Melbourne were all over them and they'd stopped. And we're riding Melbourne off the way this game's going. Melbourne will kick the next 3 goals and jump in front. Fantastic game, but Brent Harvey just showing what a champion he is. Scully was starting to get a bit of the ball, starting to show that maybe the old man, the legs are tired, but back he comes with 3 very important possessions and a goal to Brent Harvey.
Scully trying to make a difference there.
Well, in some ways, people will say, well, Boomer Harvey didn't pick up Scully, he was cheating. But when you're a 19-year-old or an 18-year-old, you've got to back in the fact that this bloke's a bit smarter than you, and he's a bit too damaging.
But when is it cheating, Jared, and reading the play and knowing where to stand? And in the end, the bloke who gets the ball is the one who's not cheating, isn't he?
He's the winner, always has been. That's why it's easier playing in top winning sides if you're going forward to the ball than sides that are struggling. But
Swallow, the kick to Edwards. Was he infringed by Frawley? Umpire said no. Wells goes wide. Melbourne need to get a handle on the ball. They've had no possession in the last 7 or 8 minutes here. Here's Scully. Sylvia Goes back inside. Watch has got to jump over the top. He didn't fly. He let Bate do the work and got tangled up in some ground level carnage. Harvey and Ferrito. Ferrito sees something on the south side and wants to get it there, but Brady Rawlings may run into a Jarrah tackle. Will this come undone? I think Jarrah got rid of it a bit quickly. And now McIntosh. Pratt. There's the man they should have gone to about 5 minutes ago. Thompson. Rawlings easily around Watts and encourages Thompson to run again, and he does with a really good kick. He's done that a number of times today, Thompson.
Can I just ask you, I know it's only on this one performance, but who would you rather on your side next year, Aaron Edwards or Corey Jones?
Well, I think that's self-explanatory at the moment. It's hard to see why he's retiring. I'm with you.
Corey is capable, though, is he not, of
going on for sure?
Well, of poor games as well.
No, I'm just that's what I said. Just on today's game, leave the season out and everything, but you know, Edwards hasn't held on to anything, and Corey Jones is holding on to everything.
Over the top to Bastanak, and there's the limbs of Morton getting brushed aside. Warren to Edwards, around the corner, missed it. And I think it'll be out of bounds. No, Wright keeps it alive and takes it over. Still hasn't gone out. Now it does.
Now let's have a look at Boomer Harvey. Was this a throw or not? Umpire was looking.
That's a rugby league throw.
The umpire was looking at that.
Oh, boy.
How did he get away with that?
That's beautifully disguised. Another goal now ends it for Melbourne. That's what they're confronting, and Joel McDonald realises that. And here's some open play for the Demons for the first time in a while. A kick needs to be good. It's not. Trengove didn't get it. Oh boy, he clobbered Pratt. Got him around the scone. There's Greenwood, been the game of his career so far as he puts it out of bounds.
People think you can harp on poor skill, but if you go back, wind the clock back to about the 8-minute mark, Melbourne had 2 or 3 shots at goal, sloppy kick, footwork, thinking that the game was theirs for the taking. It just turns so quickly. If you don't take your chances, the opposition starts to get a sniff.
And on the other side, Brent Harvey this quarter's had 8 possessions at 100% efficiency,
including 1 throw
and including a goal.
Clock starting to work against the Demons now with 4.5, 5 minutes left. And they're 17 points down. Tackled by Garland. Off the back door to Morton. I'm not sure what the other game brought in terms of a crowd, but we needed 84,000 between the 2 games to get an all-time games record high attendance for the year. Here's Sylvia into open space.
Not a smart kick, really.
Griner's going to win the race ahead of Trengove. Keeps it alive. Thompson. The 1-2, and now the steadying kick.
They're out if they use it properly. They've got players free down the middle of the ground, out wide.
Rawlings puts it out in front of Pratt. Gathers cleanly. Kick comes into Wright, who let it bounce. Now doubles back. Had a couple of Demons chasing. It was to Warren. Frawley did well.
He's been brilliant today.
He had to not knock the arms then, Frawley. It was danger for him. The McDonald kick was inch perfect to McKenzie. 3:47 remain. Kick goes forward. I'm told the crowd didn't get there at Etihad. Just 37,000 at Etihad. 31 here. Not the 84 they needed. There's a future captain of Melbourne Green. Will they go with him or someone younger? Long ball. Melbourne have got to get going here. Grimer over the back. The front and centres had gone past the square angle of the pack. Trengove wanted a free. J-Mar goes in. And I'm not sure whether they can get there, Melbourne.
Very good point, BT, because the front and centre, the players were meant to be at the foot of the pack, all went over the back thinking they were going to get an easy one and left that front and square spot free.
Watts, a bit of a nudge. In the rear, Ferrito, Thompson, missed Warren. McDonald has to scurry back.
Got to get to the other side of the ground. Too many Kangaroo defenders on the same side as the ball.
Away from the traffic, says Gerard. Here's McDonald. In about 2 3/4 minutes, his career will be over. Garland to Bruce. Bruce can go inboard. He does with a tricky little kick to Sylvia. Sylvia wastes no time. Here comes Jarrah. Green's in there. They collide, the Melbourne players. The other one was Trengove. Boy, oh boy, wowee, did you see that? Opportunity now.
Wowee.
For the Roos to run away. Swallow to Warren. Now Edwards. Still no luck with the Dukes.
Well, Jimmy Mack has had one hell of an awesome game as his final one in AFL footy. May not be a winning one, but he's done everything he can.
The moustache done. Look at that for a party trick around the corner to Green. And Green on the right side for a left footer. It's an overused term, but it's true. This needs to be a goal with 1:40 and time ticking for Green. Highly unlikely, even if he does kick it.
James McDonald has had more possessions in his last quarter than any other Melbourne player.
Gee. Brad Green for his 5th. Wobbles at home, touched off the line. And just the behind. 1:18 left for that man there, who Gerard points out has had an outstanding last quarter of footy. Outstanding game, in fact. He'll be wondering to himself why he's going.
Well, he had a job on Swallow. Swallow's had 25 possessions, kicked a couple of goals, but McDonald's been, I guess, his equal at least.
The back done. Scraps for it. Seems to have grown under the leadership role up forward, Lyndon Dunn. Wells with a nifty little kick. Here's another man with a farewell game. They're everywhere. Everywhere, man. Here's Edwards.
Good grab.
Strong mark. And the kick to Warren. Trying to mark it on the chest. Get the Dukes out. Here's Scully. McDonald had to throw it out the back and hope they were still there, and they were. By the way, another man that's had a great game. Greenwood with a career high. 39 touches.
Wow.
Levi.
And a goal, B2.
Yep. Sylvia. Watts. Green over the back. Gathers. Goal 5 on offer. He's got it. Stops the clock at 1/4 minute. Green's got 5. 10-point margin.
Well, sadly, it just can't keep going on for another quarter, Hurdy, because it's been a terrific contest. Obviously, the Kangaroos are going to prevail, given the lack of time left, but it's just been a genuine challenge and an exciting game to finish off the home and away season.
Yeah, very exciting if you're a Melbourne or North Melbourne supporter going into 2011. It's a lot of promise. If they can get a bit fitter, get a bit bigger, get their skills up a bit more either side, these two sides are really going to challenge for top 8 positions next year, and who knows in 2 or 3 years' time where either one of them will be.
Clearly, Brad Scott will be entitled to go in thrilled and rapping players on the back, etc. The message will be pretty obvious. What's Dean Bailey's message? Because this is a game they should have won, given the opportunities they had through the 3rd quarter and early last.
Yeah, I still think there's positives for Melbourne. I just think that they've got a very young side, which inexperienced. I think their forward structure just didn't work the way they moved the ball in the forward line. Didn't work as well as it could, but you focus on North Melbourne and guys like James McDonald, at Melbourne, and Corey Jones at North Melbourne. Fantastic careers, and well done for the end.
Corey Jones wanting the ball there for his last game. I don't think he got it in the end, but the Roos have won their 11th game of the year, and they're excited. Disappointing the ball didn't go his way. There's another man that may want it. McLaren comes over and says, well done to James McDonald. And the outgoing James McDonald, big win here for the Roos today. Impressive stuff from 2 teams full of really good futuristic stars.
Yeah, no doubt, BT. There's some future stars all over the park for both teams, and you'll see a lot more of these guys in the way they play it. North Melbourne should be congratulated. I mean, at the start of the year, I think that everyone sort of didn't really give them much chance of being anything, but fantastic performance. And Lee Colbert down on the ground. Who have you got with you?
Yeah, I've got Levi.